Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Got some
Yeah, big time. Yeah. Yeah.
Adam got it. See, her mama's the one I took dance under
Oh, okay.
about 15 years.
Okay.
And I was also president of the Jacksonville Civic Ballet. We did 4 productions every year. Usually the Nutcracker every other year, and after that we would do something.
The 3 of us could be a bit like this. I could be, a stretcher. Y'all could wheel
Well,
me
the
around.
little girl was there. She was the one in the wheelchair with
Yeah,
the 2
she had
legs
an
put up.
accident.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
got in a real bad car accident. I remember Candy telling me about her. They had to pull the other girl in after that girl got in
Well,
that
he
accident.
explained that when he
Yeah.
was on the
Yeah.
show too. Mark, and then he does Worm at the
Mhm.
very end.
Mark did
I'm
a good
like,
job.
he
Yeah.
was.
Lord have mercy.
That,
Mhm.
they
You
did
don't
so,
say what I see, dude.
they all did so good.
You good thing he's a big guy, because once he goes up in the jail time, I'm sure he's going. If anybody sees that, they'll see that. Okay, we're all.
I'm still waiting for Facebook to come up.
TV video.
It's trying a little bit.
Yeah.
It used to be-
Probably bumped it all over.
It's okay.
Okay, y'all. We're here, just hanging there. We'll be right with you as soon as all this computer stuff gets in place. Hopefully, it's working today for the YouTubers. I know you can see us on YouTube. I don't know if you can see us on Facebook yet or not because it's being stubborn.
May have to just-
It's kind of weird out there. I would tell a few jokes, but Kelly's sitting too close. She might hit me again. Well, there's an allegation out there made by one person called Layla Lee.
What?
Huh?
What?
I didn't say anything.
Well, you had it wrong anyway, so that's okay.
I know that. I got it written down over here, but I still said it the way I wanted to.
Uh,
Anyway, good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lou Barrows.
So it's finally up and running.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Facebook is.
I might start at 6:30, I guess.
It's okay. We got something in the works here, y'all. It'll be happening really soon, really soon. I've been chatting all weekend since last Thursday, I guess, actually, with the guys who write and sell and whatever else they do to it, an internet program, software they call it. Yeah, buddy. Is it really working? I guess it
It
is.
says it's live. It's just the format's different for me this morning. I'm like, why?
I don't know. But anyway, we're here. I just don't see us on Facebook that I'm looking at Facebook. So
Did you refresh it?
I am doing that right
All
now.
right. If not, I'm gonna shut Facebook down and restart it. It's just aggravating.
Well, YouTube is up and running. We're just going to keep on talking here, and maybe who knows? This thing might even pop up here at some point in time, and
I'm just gonna,
and come back around.
y'all just wait. I'm gonna redo Facebook. I don't know what's going on with it. We started in plenty of time, but for some reason, it wants to be stupid.
We got a lot of little stuff to talk about today. And you know, a lot of it's dealing with politics, or some of it is dealing with politics. And you know, we got a week to go.
We do.
It's just a week to go, and then
Mhm.
thank God it will be all over, except the screaming, shouting, carrying on, filing impeachment claims here, oh, we want to sue this and we're going to sue that, just like they're doing right now, and they have been doing since 2016.
Mhm.
Everybody's doing it one, and I'm not talking about one side or the other. I'm talking about all sides now. Holy moly!
The commercials, the ads coming out are unreal.
Well, but thank goodness I have a filter on my TV. It doesn't allow any political ads to show up. I put it on there.
Well, then that means you're not watching anything because they'll show like 7 in a row.
It's called mute.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have to mute the ASPCA commercial.
ASPCA.
I do too.
I had to do that last night. My
what's
mother
going
got
on? What's
very
wrong?
upset
Oh.
about the cruelty to animals one. It's
Mhm.
that's just too heartbreaking to watch.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
All right, for you YouTubers, we're here, and it won't matter. Hopefully by Friday we will have everything operational, and we will have you tuned in to an internet radio station, a real thing, something that's actually happening, and it'll be happening live, and you'll be able to listen to us on that. It's an audio thing, just like regular radio. And, you know,
And-
that's what we're after.
If all goes to plan, I guess that's the word I would use. I think we will also be able to have an
We're ready.
app that people can download.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
We've got one that they're loading up, building for us too. At
Yeah.
the same time, it'll be our own, very personal, and
Our own app.
we'll have that. So we will be able to. Y'all will be able to listen to us on your cell phones in your car. Hey, I see us. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness gracious!
Yes.
Welcome, Facebook.
Yeah.
It all
About time.
started with I had everything ready and had the keyboard in my lap and ready to hit the button, and a little doggy come running in the door and jumped into my lap,
And then,
and right on top of the keyboard, which pew, everything went crazy.
blame it
But
on
we
the
love our
dog.
little babies.
Blame it on the dog.
Blame it on
I
the
do it all the time.
No.
But it was a good weekend. Busy. You know, we've got a good friend of ours of the station, and he and this show. I've been knowing him since about 2013 or so.
Mm.
So Clark, if you're listening,
Yes.
get up, boy, get up. You need to be here.
Superman.
So, Superman. He was a producer on another station where I was, and did a marvelous job. For the first 2 years, I didn't even see him ever. He was 70 miles away. I heard him in my ears all morning long, because he would talk to me even when I was talking on the air like we are right now. He'd open the mic just to mess with me, have fun. But that's the way it was, and it worked out very well. We developed a relationship there, and he's a good guy, and
He is
we keep.
very good.
I'm gonna get him moved down here to Jacksonville where he can stay with us or something, work with us down here one of these days. You just wait and see.
Well, you could probably clean out that big barn you have in the back and rent it out.
Did you tell me I have to clean something else out? No.
I knew it.
No.
I got that look and I was like,
That's not going to happen. 1 week from today, 1 week from right now, and it will be 1 hour earlier at this time.
Yes.
Yeah, at the new 7 a.m., it will be an hour later at the old time, today's time.
Mhm.
Are you confused? I did that intentionally just to confuse you, but it's all
Right.
factual. We'll explain all of this again on come Friday. The Always Cussed twice yearly event happens at 2 a.m. daylight
Always
savings time next Sunday. Need to reset your clocks to 1 a.m. if you're a stick and stay up until the time is scheduled to fall back. Don't screw up. If you
That's
move it
right.
forward, you're going to be way ahead of the game. The 1 hour that slipped ahead last spring is now going to slip backwards to 1 o'clock in the morning. That happens at 2 a.m. next Sunday morning. And that way, we'll celebrate 2 a.m. twice that day. Think about that. Oh, it's 2 a.m. No, I got to move it back to 1 o'clock. And an hour later, if you're still up, oh, it's 2 a.m. Do I set it back again?
Well, the only thing I
It's
have
like
to
Groundhog Day. You keep setting it back an hour.
the only thing I have to do that on is the microwave and the stove. Everything else is digital in the house and turns itself. Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
I got everything.
Do you remember
else.
back in the day when you had to go to every block in the house
Yeah, and tried to get them all right.
and your vehicle? Oh, that was aggravating.
Oh, yeah, we still got to do that.
I don't have to on
You
mine.
don't? You
No.
don't? Huh. I think I still
It's
have to
digital.
on mine. I'm not sure. You can sleep an hour later if you adhere to clock time on Sunday. It will be light earlier in the morning, but it will get dark an hour earlier in the afternoon. That's going to be the downer. So anyway, y'all, I know you're going to do it. Let the complaining begin. I'll help you get started. Why don't they, I don't know who they is, why don't they just pick one time and stick with it? We're
I
going to
agree.
hear that beginning Friday, this coming Friday, through probably at least the middle part of next week, and then it will all be normal again, and most of us will be on the whatever the new time is, the standard time. I think we
I
ought to
agree.
just go on
Quit messing with
what
the
they
clocks.
call Greenwich Mean Time, UTC, Universal Time. If we just do that and just abolish all this other stuff, everybody's on one time around the world. We do it on ham radio. That's the way we time. So it's all fun. What a great Saturday night we had.
Excellent. Oh, it was
My
great.
goodness gracious. The 12th running of the Onslow Dancing Stars event brought out the usual crowd, filling the American Legion building. 10 teams of dancers put on a show as expected, but even on steroids this year. While each team is judged on their performance, they also compete for what is known as the Public's Choice Award. Each of the 10 teams holds fundraisers and asks family and friends, perhaps threatens them, fellow Onslow County residents, to open up their wallets to contribute to the work of the Onslow Victims Center, it's a new name, to raise money to provide emergency assistance to the victims, both male and female, of domestic violence. Teams of amateurs with little or no experience, maybe the first time they've ever danced in their lives, along with a veteran competitor or professional dancer, compete for the judges' award. While they strive to perform oftentimes tough dance steps, their performances are much more involved. They're judged on how well they engage the audience and the judges. The experienced or professionals are not the ones being judged. Keep that in mind. Those who do not work in the entertainment industry may be dentists, cops, teachers, the guys who install your HVAC units, normal, everyday people. These folks are judged on their abilities to entertain, not to perform intricate dance maneuvers. Talk about entertaining from the minute they open the door. The 10 teams each performed 2 routines, from a variety of costumes to what we, the audience, was treated to some really cool and surprising performances. Who surprised y'all the most? Now, we had 9 of those 10 amateur dancers in here. Week's time.
Who surprised me the most?
Who really shocked you?
Well, I think they all did in some aspect. It was, everyone was, it's, for me, I think probably the opening number, which was Elliot Jarman and his wife Morgan, and Elliot did a cartwheel across the stage, and look, he's a tall dude, and he's a big boy.
He's a full-grown man.
Yes, and he did that, and that was the opening number, and I was like, okay, we're in for a show
Oh,
tonight.
it's only time.
Yes.
That could have gone so long. He must have practiced that thing forever.
And then I think the person that absolutely probably shocked me the most was Mark Scott,
Yeah,
who is a major with Onslow County Sheriff's Office. And the hip moves he did on that last dance,
It's 6'3.5".
I was like, Lord have mercy. And then he ended up with doing the worm across the floor. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
It's 6 feet.
Now, that is entertaining.
Yeah.
That's what I hope. And
Right.
his partner, who was a stay-in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
The original dance partner was and unfortunately involved in a wreck. And was there in a wheelchair.
She
but
was.
choreographed the whole thing all along too. So
Mhm.
I mean, she still did her part. So
Well.
that was a group effort, and most of the dancers had someone helping them. figure
Right.
out. But Mark's partner, Paris.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
She's
She's
adorable.
amazing.
she's a,
Yeah.
she's a
She's
professional. I mean,
adorable.
from one of the
Yeah.
from TV show, her
Mhm.
so a series there that ran. But anyway, she was out there and Mark and flipped that young lady
Oh yes.
end over end,
Yes.
and he did it so effortlessly. And boy, strong. Number
Mhm.
one, coordinated. Number two, holy moly! When he rolled her, flipped her over, I said, "Uh-oh, that could have gone so bad."
Well, I
But
tell you what,
He was confident, and she didn't feel she was confident.
each one of them brought something to the table. Meredith Kroon with her little hip
Oh,
moves.
Oh,
She was
my
out there.
God.
She was
Shaking
struck.
that booty.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, Meredith down there at Grants Creek Nursery.
Yes.
What a group.
And you know, she was all smiles the whole dance. She
Mhm.
was just fun to watch because you could see she was just having such a great time.
Yeah, we'll talk to some of these later on because I'm going to
Yes.
ask them all the smiles that you gave, were they smiles covering your pain?
Adam Locklear, he's a natural.
Now he
got some good
showed he's got
We
some
had-
dance moves.
Yes,
that's
he
another big
does.
boy.
He's
Yes.
got he
Now he
he's
is a
got rhythm.
roofer,
Yeah.
Yes.
not the roofer. We got shingles and stuff in the winter.
Mhm.
Right? That's
Yeah.
the kind of roofers we're talking about here. But he, wow,
He's got rhythm.
if he tries that
He
up on a
does,
roof,
yeah.
he's going to hurt himself.
I mean,
He's
That guy
definitely
can
got.
dance.
He's
Yes.
got. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
He's got some natural.
Yes,
dance
he
moves.
does have natural ability.
Yeah, but anyway, there was nobody bad up there. That's the one.
Mm-mm.
And then my son-in-law.
He is. I
Oh,
just kept looking
he's
at
such a
Rayford
hoot.
saying, "He's
He's
yours.
sick. You know,
He's all yours."
he is.
When he came out
Marty
there with
Thompson.
that bald head, I was like, for a minute, I was like, wait, is that Marty? I think I'm not sure. What,
Oh.
what did he do? Shave his hair? What, what's going on? Like, that was
He
amazing.
There was an onion skin put up there
He
somehow or another. during
Is
that
a
time.
Yeah.
trip. Well, when he first came out
Yeah,
with
you're
the
right.
surfing tune,
Yeah.
wearing the wig,
The wig,
the
yeah.
surfing, dude look.
Mhm.
I was like,
Looking
look.
like Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
And
That's what
look-
it reminded me of.
And
Yeah.
Kelly, did you notice when he came out there and appearing to be Pitbull
Mhm.
and the little video that they played
Yeah,
with him
yeah.
getting off the bus and all
Yeah.
the girls,
All the girls around him. Yeah.
but those pants.
Oh, I know.
The ones
those
that were
pants.
painted on.
Oh my
Who
gosh,
was
those
it?
pants.
Chuck
His
Uzel.
twerking pants.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chuck Uzel said they were from Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah, Jeremy Williams, brown color, something like that. It was, and he just, it's what it was. But, I
What's
mean,
a
he
pit
came
bull?
out in his pants. He's an
Are you
entertainer.
serious, Rayford?
I was thinking of a dog. I was like, what is this
He's an
coming back?
entertainer. Hey,
I don't
look, when
pay
he
attention
first
to
came
that
out the
stuff.
door, I swear I thought it was Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
And then until I realized the whole
That was
thing.
for the second number.
Yes, because
I,
he looked like him.
somebody around me was talking and said, where's Marty? He doesn't even play. He looks like him, but he's not. No, that's
It's
not
because
Marty.
he was bald. He
Yeah.
had that bald thing on. I mean, it was a great night. And
Oh,
the
it was.
silent auction, which raises money as well, was
Oh, yeah.
cutthroat.
Oh, I know how the Brent Hacker did not.
Oh, I know it was. I figured when I she was, I was like, I'm not even going to do it because I was about to. Huh?
Your daughter did out better,
Did
but
she
she
went
lost.
back.
Yeah. Well, somebody went back for her.
Mhm. I figured.
So.
Yeah.
Well, you were busy because I told you she was outside flat and retired.
I know.
She was,
Yeah.
You left the scene.
But when I saw her again up there, I'm like, Robbie and I went a bit more over this whip thing. It was super
Uh-huh.
cute, but I was like, I'm not going to. Robbie wants it. She
Thought it to tell oh, you won the bid.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of looked at me. I said, I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to
Like,
know. Well, best costume of the night was Agnes Higley Herman and Marty Thompson.
Yeah, well,
Great
yeah,
costumes.
they were great
Yeah,
costumes.
great
great
costumes.
stuff there. And
I'm not
yeah,
surprised.
not either.
She does a lot of she does pageants and performances
Yeah.
throughout
Yes.
the United States.
And
It's not just here.
she
and
was dressed
internationally.
accordingly.
Oh yeah, she does. I participated in one of her fundraisers, and y'all should have seen the costumes at that thing. It
Oh,
was
I know.
amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
awesome. Yeah.
And Bill Mercer, who was in here, laid
Mhm.
back, Mr.
Mhm.
Sophisticated,
Oh,
yeah.
easygoing.
He's
And then
got
he broke
some
bad.
moves.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
he broke bad.
Yeah.
Second performance, second song.
Especially
Oh
the
my
second
God, where'd that
one.
come from?
I could see some shag and all that, but
Mm.
he did good.
Yeah.
did
And
very
of course,
good.
we had Jason and Maggie, Jason
Oh,
Humphrey from
You just can't help but love
down east.
Jason.
Yeah.
And let me tell you about Jason. Jason said, I'm going to walk off your choice of a generator for your house, a big generator for your house, or a new HVAC unit. Well,
Right.
I know who won.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. She lives right down the street.
Okay. I
I'm
bet she was happy
jealous.
about that.
She was happy about it.
What did she
I-
choose?
It was a generator.
Figured. That's what I would have picked.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
and I
know you're
knew-
going to have to replace the HVAC units. When one goes bad, you're going to have to replace it.
Mhm.
A generator is sort of an optional event for
Correct,
your home,
yeah.
right?
I so need to buy a
So
ticket.
she chose
I know, I
that.
didn't buy one either. I
then
should've.
somebody mentioned, I think somebody really close to her mentioned, maybe you ought to pick it. No, I got this. I won it. I bid on it. I got it.
Good for you,
So-
Lisa. Congratulations.
Lisa
Good for
Brown
her.
got it.
Yes.
So yeah,
Good for her.
and so all of that was really cool.
Yeah. Jason and his partner Maggie Allen, they won the People's Choice for raising the most money.
Well,
Yep.
I guarantee he
Yes.
did
Oh,
after
yeah.
that
O-
auction.
over
How could you not?
$30,000.
Yes.
30 grand.
I mean,
they turned in for
How
this
could you-
one evening.
because I guarantee you, a lot of that was people trying to win that thing. I
Oh,
mean, I don't know how
well,
much tickets were for it, but good on him.
And then our first place winners overall were Megan Bursch and Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
What a job they did.
A pair of lawyers.
A pair of lawyers.
Lawyers.
Yeah.
Lawyers can't do things that they don't even have personalities, do they?
Well, they showed some
No,
personality
they certainly
Saturday
did.
night. I
Holy
mean, the
moly.
first song that they did was the Blues Brothers, and then they did Proud Mary, and I think they did both justice. It was
yeah,
really
yeah, it
good.
was good.
Really, really
The,
good.
I like the Blues Brothers.
I did too.
They walked right past us.
Yes.
Where are they coming from? They're not up there on stage. So
That was
it was
really
a
cool.
it was a grand entrance.
Yes.
It was well done, guys.
And then
Yeah.
Beth and Mike Ferraro, the
Yep.
husband and wife team, won second
Yep,
place. They
yep.
were awesome too.
They were
Yeah,
amazing.
we had them.
They
in
were-
here.
they were my
They were
favorite.
there, and they were all my favorites.
Oh,
I'm glad I was not a judge on this one. Normally, and I go to all of them. Normally, I can come pretty close to agreeing with the judges.
right.
I could not have disagreed. I don't care what they did. This one,
And then you had Sarah Dillard and Austin Allen, and their second dance was a tap dance
Oh.
number.
Mm-hmm.
which
Well done.
I know you like that, Link.
I
You like
love
tap.
tapping.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
my
my
Everybody likes
favorite.
tap. It's an audience appeal thing.
Yes.
So I mean, we had a Miss North Carolina contestant one
Mhm.
year that did her tap number.
I
And she
remember.
won.
I don't know if that was that year, but I remember seeing a contestant doing
Oh,
dance
yeah.
up tap, but I don't remember when it was.
Um,
So did we get everybody, Bill
I
Mercer?
think
We got.
I
let me
think we
see.
talked to all of
Because
about
I'm
all
gonna
of
tell
them.
you
There's
what,
nobody that lost.
they
They
were.
all won.
Yeah, in my book, they all won.
Mhm.
And Elias Gold sneakers. That boy,
Mm-hmm.
those gold sneakers, he's something else.
Where did he get those things?
I don't know. Amazon probably.
Probably
That's where you
Amazon
get
where you
everything.
get everything else. Yeah.
That's
Well,
where
this
you
whole
get
mess
everything.
started back in 2012, likely
Yes.
conceived by the year before, and was the dream of a special Onslow County woman
Mhm.
with needs for something more suitable to provide emergency housing and protection for battered spouses. Money, big money, was needed. Turns out that people from all walks of life, businesses, big and small, stepped up to the plate and answered the call. The woman is someone I've known her entire life.
Mhm.
Let me think who that would be.
Mhm.
Our daughter, Candy Brown
Yeah.
Thompson. I call her that because she doesn't want me to call her by her real name.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I feel the same way about mine. Don't do it.
And don't even ask because I'm trying to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it later. Ask those who have been approached to dance, ask those folks over these 12 years, these 12 tournaments. Ask the folks on the board of directors for the center. Ask the Dancing Stars Committee. It's centered around Candy, right?
Right.
The words of the dancers over the past decade, the words of the board and the committee, the companies who gave money, and the volunteers who made this all possible, each one had great things to say about Candy, as does her family. She had for several years now to back away a bit. The process has taken up much of her life year round, and it is a year round job. I doubt that there's been more than a handful of days since 2012 that she hasn't been on the phone or at the center's office dealing with the projects at hand. Well, finally, a few months ago, back in August, she said she was stepping aside. She didn't tell everybody. Stepping aside as the Dancing Stars guru. The committee was going to have to find a replacement. During those dozen years, her husband, Marty, we've talked about him, you know, old Baldy,
Yeah, he's a
and their daughter, Allison, were heavily involved in the productions and the fundraising. Marty performed first as a star, got hooked, then went all out, serving as one of the experienced past stars to partner with a half dozen others over the years. And fundraising? Well, from cooking and selling world famous Oakwood barbecue dinners to collect contributions as he rode his bike from the mountains to the coast each year. I don't even know how much he raised of the more than $2 million that had been collected before this past weekend. Allison, who was taking dance lessons as a toddler, had to help her over the threshold. She was so little. Helping teach dancing on the side these days, organized a fundraiser during intermission for several years and turned in thousands of bucks for the center. So the committee voted without Candy to select Allison to step into her mom's huge shoes and lead the way going forward. The thing is that she's learned from the best and has the tenacity to make it happen. What's amazing is that Candy, Marty, and Allison were able to keep all of us in the dark. All of us. That included yours truly, which is very tough to do
yes.
the entire time until Saturday night. At the very end, she said she didn't want anything to take away from the dancers and the performances. Talk about a proud family.
I'll
Y'all
tell
just
you
don't
what,
know.
when they announced that, it teared me up. I mean, for Candy has done so much the last 12 years.
How much has she done? Here's what the situation is. As of the initial counting from Saturday night,
Right.
they got another $213,000
Yes.
plus in the kitty.
Yes.
$213,000
That was a record.
that
I
they
think.
raised this time around.
Awesome.
Amazing, just flat amazing. Good for them, good for the community. With all this money they have built, a new center, a new shelter. They've redone their thrift store until it looks like something other than a dump.
Yeah. I
Because
was
it
in there
was
not
some
long
stuff
ago.
that was just thrown together at once, organized. It's it's great to go in there. You find cool stuff too. People contribute to it, they give to it willingly, and then they turn around and sell the really cool stuff. A lot of stuff that they turn around and use at the shelter.
Right.
Anything that can be used there, they put it to good use there
I've
too.
got a pickup truck full yet to go.
Well, I go there to get my yoga pants and workout
Oh, do
clothes
you?
and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even sell name brand, and they've got
Oh yeah.
the what is it? The Lula Road, whatever. They have a whole section of that stuff.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, I get all my workout pants there.
So it's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
That's over in the
Yes.
New River Shopping Center. Go over there. It's oh my God, I didn't know the name of it.
It's Finders Keepers.
That's what it is.
I
It's
go there a
Finders
lot.
Keepers.
Yeah.
God.
And they even have sales and they'll announce them. You'll go in and you get a bag and you can fill it up for, I don't know, $1 or whatever it is.
Really?
I can't remember now. Yes. And they'll advertise it in advance.
You got any computers?
I don't know.
Good.
I
My
go for the
granddaughter-
I
stuff.
don't want any more.
My granddaughter loves to go there. We took her in there. I took her in there one day, and I've made a thrift shopper out of her. She bought a brand new cocktail dress, beautiful.
I'm telling you, they've got
and we
amazing
paid
stuff.
less than $10 for it. It was
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Back when I started wearing a tuxedo for weddings,
Mhm.
Yes.
they didn't have a shirt. The day
Mm-hmm.
that I bought my tuxedo, that was right for me. They had ordered them.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bunch of them coming in. Well, I picked the wrong time of year to buy one of a tuxedo
Mhm.
because they were getting rentals. It was prom time.
Oh, what were you thinking?
So I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got the tuxedo. They got it and they got it fit and they had to order a thing. But anyway, just as a lark, I went into one of those types of stores in Wellington and they had the stuff left over from the movies. A lot
oh,
of it was given to them.
heck
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Like the
Uh-huh.
costumes. I had a tuxedo shirt that was worn in, what was that wedding movie that was filmed in Wilmington? Oh, it was hilarious, supposed to be.
Nice.
I don't know, whatever it
Yeah.
was well known, and
Mhm.
somebody out there knows what it is.
I remember you telling me, and I have to think about that. You
Yeah,
did tell
but
me this before.
Anyway,
you
it was,
told me
it,
who
it was in the movie, so I
Yeah.
was wearing a movie star's
Yeah.
shirt, and there was nothing wrong with it. I mean,
No.
they probably wore it 6 or 8 times because it takes about 40 different takes to get
Correct.
a scene right.
Yeah.
It's 4-second scene, and they got to do it 10, 15 times.
Mhm.
Lord of mercy, we'd never get on the air, would we? Okay, we need to take a little bit of a time, a speck of time right here, and then talk about some other stuff like the marine forecast, brought to you by Jacksonville's Community Prevention Services Incorporated. Is getting mad all that bad? That's a 2-part answer to that. Yes and no. If you see someone berating their kid in the store to the point the child is crying, feeling fear for what he or she is likely to get when they get home,
Mhm.
you've got a couple of choices there, right? One is to be like Kelly, intervene immediately, which under certain conditions might be the right thing to do. If there's anything physical going on, you're going to have to get involved.
Sometimes I watch to see what's going to happen.
Finding help,
Mhm.
like a cop, might be better. The big question, do you get mad at things that are out of your control a lot? Do you stay mad with your friends, colleagues, your family, perhaps over something trivial like politics?
Nah.
Do you feel bad and question whether you may be the problem, or at least how you deal with the problem? If you blow up at people at events out of your control, if you've got road rage, if you blow up at events that may be none of your business, it might be time to bite the bullet and seek the help of a counselor that will actually listen to you. Community Prevention Services, located at 918 Henderson Drive right here in Jacksonville, has counselors who will listen to you and work with you to find a solution. They're not going to judge you either, and they won't be sharing everything or anything they know on Facebook.
Mhm.
Community Prevention Services accepts most insurance plans as well. That's good. Give them a call today to schedule some one-on-one time. 910-353-0972. That's 910-353-0972. Offshore out to 20 nautical miles today, a cold front. Yeah, we've been experiencing that for the last couple of days.
Mhm.
Moving through the area and has been bringing gusty northeasterly winds and big waves behind it. High pressure will settle in for an extended period of time with coastal troughing offshore. This has resulted in a small craft warning along the area through tonight. Offshore today, northeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, gusts to 25, seas 4 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. The inlets are going to be too rough to go out. Sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, easterly winds 10 to 15, seas 2 to 4, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Wednesday, southeasterly winds 5 to 10, seas 3 to 4, sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, partly sunny, a high of 69, with northeast winds 5 to 9 miles an hour with 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 51. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 76. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, a low of 57. And on Wednesday, sunny, high of 79.
All right, we'll take it back. We'll take it back and be right break in about
Yeah,
60 seconds away.
Don't do that again.
Hello, Onslow County. This is your Senator Michael Lazar. As election season approaches, I want to take a moment to reflect on the progress we've made together and share my vision for the future. I fought for better schools, secured funding for infrastructure, and ensured our veterans get the support they deserve. Strengthen our local economy, creating jobs and opportunities for our families. But there's work done making healthcare for our veterans more affordable and protecting our beautiful coastline. I believe in a transparent government that listens to your concerns. I've held town halls, heard your voices, keep fighting for what matters most to you. This November, I'm asking for your support to keep Onslow County moving forward. Together, we can build a better future for our children and families. Thank you for your trust and support.
Paid for by the committee to elect Mike Lazar to the North Carolina Senate. And speaking of this, we got just days. We've only got days. Just a few days. Thank God. I'm
a
ready.
week and
I'm
a
tired
day.
of it. Yep. Yeah. Well, all right. A little more good news. The number of voters that seem to be engaging more this
Mm-hmm.
year than any recent time that I can remember. Wow. There have been a lot of them. A lot of it, I think, because of early voting. We've seen years when it seemed that hardly anyone showed up some days to vote early. Not the case this year, Tom. Not just in Ottawa County either, but across all of North Carolina. And we're seeing similar across the entire country. Lee, the number of voters, okay.
36,946. Yeah.
Okay, we're down to now only 100,000 to go. Less than 100,000 registered voters have not voted in North Carolina, in Osceola County. Less than 100,000. That's pretty good. 135,000-ish voters registered here in Osceola County.
Right.
So those of you who have not voted, you have just a few days to go.
Yes.
Today, Friday,
Mhm.
polls open at 8
Monday
o'clock.
through Friday, 8 o'clock to 7:30 p.m.
There you go.
And then
Saturday.
Saturday, the last day of early voting,
Last Saturday is coming up.
8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
So that's the next coming Saturday. And at 3 o'clock on Saturday, they're going to move all the stuff
That's
around to
right.
the other
That's right.
precincts, to each of
Several-
the precincts.
Several will move. That, and then Tuesday, November 5th, the polls will open at 6:30 a.m.
Early.
Stay open till 7:30 p.m. All 24 precincts will be open. So if you're not sure where to go, check your voter registration. If you have problems trying to figure it out,
That's right.
give me a ring a ding or a message. I'll help you.
Because if you go to the wrong poll, they will not let you vote.
Nope, they won't. So get it right. You other 100,000 folks out there, get it done.
Because people get upset. I've seen it.
Well, you know what? Whose fault is it?
I agree.
You
And I'll do
tell
it.
me.
Yeah.
Go look in the mirror, y'all. If it's
Yeah.
your fault, don't go blaming the man, all right?
I agree. Because, I mean, you've got plenty of time. You punch your name in online, it'll tell you where to go.
Well, they're going to blame somebody else. I mean, it's human nature. You deal in that business all the
I
time.
agree. Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault that I got caught. It's not my fault that they all hate me. Everybody hates me.
And if you don't
Well, all
know,
computers do hate me. I will tell you right now. And the people who make computers hate me.
or copiers hate me. So
Oh,
we have but Lee did offer to help him.
yeah.
Lee, and she will help you locate your
I
precinct.
can send you your ballot and so you'll know, and if you have any questions, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I don't do that.
Vote for me.
I said, but I will help you with anything you need.
There's
to
only
know.
one race that I can recall. Where's my ballot?
Here we go.
That's what I
There's
got.
only one race on this ballot anywhere that they for you to write somebody in if you don't like anybody
Right.
up there other than the rep. Well, no, you can vote yes or no for the referendum,
Yeah.
for or against. And and there is one possible write-in for the Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor.
Mhm.
Those are the only two write-in possibilities. So
'Cause- yeah.
for the races that say you may vote for one, well, guess what? You vote for more than one.
That's
Right.
right.
Otherwise, vote for more than one. That section of your ballot gets tossed. All of it doesn't get tossed, just that race.
Right.
Now, if you come to a race that says you can vote, you may vote for, may is the correct word, by the way. You may vote for 4. That doesn't mean you have to vote
No,
for
you
4.
can pick 1,
It
2,
means you
3, 4,
cannot
or
vote-
none.
You cannot vote 5.
No.
Otherwise, that race gets tossed.
That's right.
You may vote for 1,
Mhm.
up to 4. You cannot vote for 5.
No.
And it's
Done.
just, if you mess up in one block, you vote for 2 minutes. It's just that one block that's thrown out. The rest of your ballot's good. But if you mess up and you realize you've messed up, you can take it back up there.
Take it
They'll
right
give you
back.
a new
Well,
ballot.
Give you a new one.
Start
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. They'll
And
tear up your other
they'll
one.
Tear that
Yeah.
one up.
Fact is, I've got to send Jay an email right now because I heard something last night.
Oh, no, you read it on the
No,
internet,
I had
right?
somebody tell me this, and I know the person, and they're
What
not
did you
one
hear?
to just make up, but he was telling me that when you go put your ballot in the machine, you can get a receipt for it. And I'm like, what?
What?
And then on the receipt, it shows who you voted for.
Baloney.
And I'm like,
I don't think so.
There's
No.
no way. It would take a half a second to get receipt out. But also
I've
too, I
never
mean, you
seen
have
it.
a lot. I've never even heard of that.
That just
No.
opens up. Jason, go ahead and let us know, Jason. You're
Yeah,
hopefully you're
I'm going to
listening.
send him an email right now. I meant to do it last night, but it was
No, that
wee
can't be
hours.
true.
And well, I don't think it is, but I did want to go ahead and get it official word from
Okay,
Jason.
guys. Hopefully you've checked your voting status. You also have under your name on the voter registration stuff, the location that print out a ballot if you want to. That's what it says. I did. There's two sides to it. I printed it on 2 pieces of paper because I didn't want to do the flip it over thing. But you'll get, when you get to the polls, you'll get something that looks like this if you're watching us.
Mhm.
That's one side, that's the other side. I go to side 2 first. That way I don't forget it. That's just as important as side 1. Side 1's got the president and other stuff on it. Go to side 2. You won't forget it. It's the same way that they won't. You go to the ATM machines today, that make you take your card out before they give you the cash that you were wanting to withdraw. You know why? Because
So you don't forget it.
people used to grab the cash and take off and left their cards in the machine. Duh.
That's a good
So
way
now
to get your money
they've got a
taken.
machine that won't give you your card back. It won't give you your cash until you take your card out.
Right.
Duh. I can understand it.
I don't
People
recall
in-
mine doing it. Now I got to check.
That's the way. Oh yeah, it better. It's supposed to. Anyway,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
mine spits the card out before I get the money.
Yeah.
I got to check that. I paid attention. I don't do that very often, but
you a stickler for details. You're
I
not
don't
paying
go to the
attention?
ATM very often. So
Hey.
now I use
Now you
Navy
can-
Federal. So I need to go
Well,
look.
just go by there and take a look.
I'm going to try it.
Hopefully it does
Yeah.
that. All right, if you screw up, like we just talked about, if you screw up while you're marking your ballot, don't run it through the machine yet.
Mhm.
Just take it back to the head of the line and start over. New ballot.
Yeah, somebody did that when I was there. I don't know what their issue was. Somebody heard them say I colored it in out of the line.
Yeah. Well, your next.
What are you scribbling all over the page? I mean, like what's happening?
Put your glasses on, people.
Oh my
Every little things like this. If
Yeah.
you don't have them, I got 5 pairs in here somewhere.
I
all
wasn't sure
over
what
the
that was
side.
all about, but I heard them say it. I'm like, oh, okay, so they got a new ballot.
I wonder
Yeah.
what they're.
How
grade
much
stuff
are you
look like.
scribbling over there? I mean, you just fill in the box. Yeah, not
If
sure.
you've got any questions while you're there, except who should I vote for, ask your elections official.
Yeah.
They'll help you. Don't do everything and pass it into the machine and say, oh, was I supposed to do? Well, it's too late. See me in 4 years.
Mhm.
If you got any questions for us other than how you should vote, our answer is always the same. Vote your blasted conscience, hopefully based on careful research that you've done, and not upon those who say you're dumb if you vote for one candidate or another.
Yeah, you shouldn't do
We
it. Someone
have-
tells you to vote
we
that
have
way.
some that saying, if you don't vote for me, you're dumb. It's your decision. Hopefully, those who call you dumb because you don't support their candidates have agendas of their own. Keep that in mind and seldom support free-thinking people, whether it's another candidate or whether it's individuals out there.
Or a celebrity. Don't vote because a celebrity tells you how to vote.
What's a celebrity?
Don't start.
It's a guy
Yeah.
who can't get a job doing anything else. A celebrity.
agree.
You're talking about
Yeah.
like actors?
Yes, actors, singers,
Actors equal fake.
like
They're
Taylor
not
Swift
real.
came
They
out.
are
Yeah,
fake people.
But, nah,
They're not real.
it's a persona.
You have no idea what they really are like,
Mhm, that's true.
unless you read
An
it.
illusion.
So you read it in the tabloids.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right.
we got a couple of fine guests in here, and
Yes,
I'm
we
not sure
do.
whether they've come to take you away.
Not me.
Well, yeah, boy, I've heard that one before.
Come on over.
You have any
Ladies
idea how
and
many?
gentlemen.
You have any idea how many these fine people say, "I didn't do that"? Oh, yeah, you did. I got the pictures here. You want
Yeah.
to see it?
Put the
And-
beauty up
And,
front.
on top of the pictures here, I got some stuff here that says, this machine here. Yeah, I know. You better not call it a machine, had you?
God, sorry, I'm stuck. Okay, I'm good.
What are you doing wrong?
I tried to move the chair and it was stuck, and then when I did it, hit me. It's just Monday morning.
It's
I'm
not
good.
Monday, it's Tuesday. You weren't here yesterday. You forgot it.
I know that's. I was coming right through my
See?
headphones.
Here comes the sirens right after you again. Now, one of these fine young folks that are in here this morning has already had contact with you in a professional capacity. She's wearing a uniform.
She was wearing the uniform that day.
And a gun, badge, and you were doing something that she thought might be very suspicious, right?
And I appreciate her asking.
No, you
lie. You tell me all about that. Don't even tell that lie up in here.
Natasha
That's
Bryson.
true. I'm just
Natasha-
kidding.
Deputy Sheriff
Yeah.
Natasha Bryson from the Onslow County Sheriff's Office, and Sergeant Nicholas Whelan. Did I do that one right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. Don't call me sir. I feel really old enough as it is. I am old enough as it is. But Natasha, did she give you any grief when you pulled her up?
Absolutely not.
Why not? She
I
always
agree.
gives us grief.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
good. She understood what was going on and made a couple phone calls.
That's
and
right.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
I
Somebody's out
should
for it.
have made the phone call to begin with. That was my fault. And I thought, well, I'm here. I'll just throw them in the back and I'll call that person and say, hey. And Eagle Eye over there saw me, with the signs because this candidate had problems with people stealing his signs.
Uh-huh.
And so anyway, but no, I appreciate what she did. She was very professional. I'm glad because there is a lot of problems with people stealing campaign signs and they need to go to jail.
The jail is full of people.
I know it, but no,
Got
she,
enough delegates in there. I think flogging them would be good, but that's just me. Okay, you've had involvement with these folks on another level too, as well, right?
oh, yes, with the Sheriff's Academy, Citizens Academy that I've been attending.
Uh-huh.
And I was very impressed. Last week we went through the DWI task force was there, and we got to go on the buses and we got to witness one being stopped, the procedures that you do. Deputy Bryce was the group that I was with, and she stopped the girl. Well, she was actually in the vehicle. The vehicle was not running, but pretend. And so she got her out. She ran her through the questions, ran her through several tests. She asked us, do you think she's intoxicated? I said, no, I did not think she was, and I was proven wrong. We went into the bus.
How to prove you
breathalyzer.
wrong?
Well, I will let her explain how the tests are done, the little things to look for. As far as the test that she ran through, that would be your test out on the road where you have to stand on one foot and then do the other. I thought she did an excellent job, but I'll let Deputy Bryson explain why she did so well at her test, because there are things that you don't think about, like a person's body condition. How
Mhm.
conditioned they are, and maybe how much they've drank. But I really did not think she would hit the 0.08, and she did. She did. I was like, whoa.
Was this
Sergeant
a-
Whelan said, who guessed she wasn't drunk? I'm like, me. Me.
Okay, that would be fun. Having gone through the breathalyzer course many years ago, and I was one of those operators. That machine. Oh, the instructors hate it when you
That would
call
be
it
an
a machine.
instrument.
Yes.
That device, that electronic marvel. So it was all fun. Lots of people got surprised about stuff like that, about what it actually takes to get some individuals impaired to reach over that 0.08 minimum level. But by the way, let's clear that right away, Sarge. 0.08 is not but a magic number that presumes that you're impaired. 0.04,
You can be impaired.
you can be impaired and you can be stopped and you can be put in jail.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
So,
Yeah.
as long as everybody understands, I am both with a 0.07 as you're falling down and trying to find all the beer cans hiding under your. So that's you don't have to reach 0.08 to be considered to be impaired. It doesn't say legally drunk. It says impaired.
Yeah, there's two statutes, two prongs to the statute. It's either 0.08, which of course should automatically find you
Presumed.
correct, or a pushable impairment.
Yep.
Which is noticeable impairment. If I can prove that you're any other form than normal, then
Yeah, because a lot of that comes into play when you can blow double zeros and still be impaired, because if you are consuming something else that
prescription
Yeah.
pills. Yes, sir.
doesn't show up on the breathalyzer, then So double zeros and you're falling down, that's an indication too.
It is.
So, okay. So anyway, Natasha, let's talk about stopping people, pulling up behind them. You see somebody, it's sometimes difficult to judge them right away as soon as you pull up behind them, right?
We typically look for some clues before we even initiate the stop.
There are certain
Driving behaviors.
certain probable cause type incidents there
Correct.
and you take a
Correct.
look at them.
Going over lines, variation in speed, not dimming your headlights.
Yeah, got that one.
There's several different things that we look for, different indicators. Then once we make the stop, we go up and make contact with the driver, have a conversation with them, see what's going on. If we have that odor, we see other signs that we know are indicators of impairment, then we go ahead and pull them out and have a further conversation with them and run it through the SST battery.
Now, you say pull them out. That's enforcement terminology. You request that they get out of the vehicle.
Yes.
You don't drag them through the.
No.
Okay.
We ask them to step of the vehicle and come to the back between the two vehicles.
Yeah, I know how people think out there when you say things like that these
Correct.
days. So
Yes.
anyway, what are some of the, okay, I know failing to dim their headlights, moving within the lane, not crossing outside the lane or even running off the road. You can be weaving back and forth inside the lane.
Correct.
Inside your lane, and still that's one of the elements, right?
Correct. Almost like the one that's most commonly used, a ping pong ball inside of the lines.
Yeah.
It's what you look like now. You're still in your lane, but you're not maintaining it.
Now, what are some of the other reasons that they can have for doing something like that and not be impaired?
They could be on their cell phone.
There you go. That's number one, right?
There it is.
She said that.
It is.
That's funny. My face. Like, oh, no.
How often do you get that?
Not as often anymore. But it is one
So
of
the
those.
word
things-
is out there.
Oh, the word is definitely out there.
Cool.
But it is one of those that we do look for, and it is a charge. If you're on your cell phone while you're driving, it is a general statute, and we can't charge you for it.
While you're driving, or do you? It's not just texting or anything like that.
As long as you're in a forward motion and you're messing on your cell phone, then
If
we
I'm
can't stop
just
you.
up there talking.
It very rarely see that anymore with all the new vehicles, but if
Yep.
they're just talking, that's one thing. But if they're looking down, having
Uh-huh.
looking away from distracted driving, then
Using
yes.
it as your GPS. That is one of the
Right.
things that irritates me. I don't need a GPS up here on my dash. I got my cell phone. Hold on, let me do that because their GPS is on the modern cars. If it's built in, you can't push any buttons while you're moving.
Right,
That doesn't work.
right.
So a lot of people I find are using their blasted cell phones, which I hate.
It is one of the features that they like to worry about.
Over and punch it in if you want to.
Takes 2 seconds.
personal. Yeah, it's just a lot easier to
Yeah.
do it because you can miss that button and then there's a rear end of the car in front of you.
Yes.
What are the other excuses that they give you? I know that you got. So, what's the best excuse you've ever heard when you pull somebody over for possible impairment?
I was tired. I'm tired.
Really?
I live right down the road.
Yeah, I live right down the road.
Oscar, I only had.
Only had one.
I only had.
It's always one.
2 beers.
It's always two.
It's
It's
always
always
2.
two.
They know that you have more than one.
And
Yes.
how
2
big were
bucks.
the two?
They came in 5-gallon buckets.
0.17, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting out there. Some of the excuses that come up, but now we got a Batmobile. Comes up to town from time to time.
Well, we actually have a bad operator that lives in town.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
At your beck and call.
Pretty much. If I call him, he's normally coming out and helping us, assisting
Oh.
us.
Very dedicated.
Yes, sir.
He's super
Yes.
dedicated. Yeah.
So,
I don't know how much longer he's going to be with us. He's considering retirement. I hope he doesn't. But yeah, Mark Anderson, he's
He is,
a bad operator for the local area. If I call him and he's not busy, he'll come out on spur of the moment
oh, that's cool.
and helps us tremendously.
All right, explain this bad operator concept. What's going on here?
So he actually has breath testing instruments on the truck.
Mm-hmm.
They'll bring them out to checkpoints, saturation patrols, seatbelt initiatives, and the instruments are right there for the officers to use and utilize those instruments if they get an impaired driver. Instead of having to take that individual all the way back to the sheriff's office or the substation or something of that nature, the instruments are right there. Obviously, it assists us in capturing a breath sample sooner. If it's a bigger checkpoint, they'll actually have a magistrate on the bus
Right.
where that magistrate will process everything,
Go to jail.
send them to jail, have somebody come pick them up, whatever means might be. But yeah, he's very proactive with the bus, and we love having him.
So I recall way back when you could tell the morning after where the test point was, the checkpoint, because the cars that were lining the road there with little stickers on them.
Yeah, the toes.
still that way?
Yes.
Well, now they know we're within like minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with social media, we're on.
Oh,
So
yeah, it's all over social media.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they right away, since they parked that bus,
It's on
and
there.
it's on social media.
Yeah.
And then people get into arguments like, why are you telling people, where it's at? Because, they're there to keep drunks from driving. And it could be your loved one that's killed and da 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 da. So it gets into a pure argument. It's just, that's.
So, without giving up too much information, do you or does anyone you know with knowledge of where you are put out some fake locations just for fun?
we try not to deceive the public.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
There was a key word there.
I kind of like that though.
ways. There are times where we'll sit out somewhere on 17 and you'll see all the cops on ways.
Yes.
We may or may not drive down the road and clear those out sometimes. Yeah, but
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Back in the good old
See,
CB days.
When Kelly goes to work with them, I tell everybody where they're at.
And I want to say, Nick is in charge of the DWI task force for the sheriff's office, and he does an excellent job. And for my agency, we have a MOU with the sheriff's office, and we're required for our state grants to come and work with them to collect data. But I will say, even those of us that are MAD comes out there, there's some Marines that come out there to help assist the officers. We don't know till we go to the sheriff's office that night at, late to meet where we're even going.
Mhm.
They don't tell anybody. No one knows. Even there are other agencies like Holly Ridge PD, JPD, Swansboro PD, Pender County comes out. Nobody knows until we get in the sheriff's office and Nick starts the briefing of where we're going to be.
And then they take your cell phones.
And we go like a little caravan. We all go in a little caravan out there to get set up. Yeah.
Yep.
It's very professionally organized and very well done.
The it can be, I guess, encouraging if when I looked at some of the results when I was getting them. Used to get them on Monday mornings after a checkpoint from whoever was doing it. There are different agencies that will originate it, but a lot of agencies will participate in it, whoever it is.
Yeah.
If Hollywood originates it, you guys will end up being there sometimes, JPD, whatever, HP, everybody shows up, right? So that's all where we get. But I used to get reports the morning after, this Monday morning after. Turn that down. I've been noticing a decline in the number of DWIs and an increase in the number of child restraint seats. 1 o'clock in the morning, you got your kid and he's not in a child restraint seat. Come on, give me a break. NOL, no operator's license, no insurance, which use hand in hand, expired registration. So therefore you had a trifecta, right?
oh yeah,
Happens still.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
The window tent,
I
we
mean,
have the guy from Pender comes in he has a little window tent kit. I learned a lot
I've got
about
one of
that.
those. Yes.
I learned how difficult it is to pull that tent off your car window. And I want to say
Hammer
too, these police officers, sheriff's deputies, highway patrol, they're out there. I've seen a lot of things that they are just in constant danger anyway. I've seen a guy try to fight the police officer,
At a
fight.
checkpoint?
Yes.
Oh, you're smart.
I've watched when they try to elude the checkpoint by turning around. Those are my favorite.
Oh, I love those.
When they take off after them real quick, those are my favorite. I have seen, people belligerent, combative. Others are happy drunks. I don't know if that's the right word I would use, but they have to endure a lot. This is not just, some people just being disrespectful in general. Some appreciative. I've seen it both ways of, just going by once they've cleared the checkpoint. Thank you for heard a lot of that. Now I've heard some negative, but they put up with a lot. This is not
Don't you have anything better to do? How many times you hear that one?
Quite a bit.
a whole lot.
Quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those days. What's your favorite at a checkpoint? You got one that really stands out? Let's call it dumb crook guy. Right now, we like to talk about those people a lot.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but everybody blames the officer for their charges. You know, it's your fault. You're gonna ruin my career.
Well, you are.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not. I didn't
Yeah,
make
you
you
didn't
get out
do it.
there and
You
consume
didn't
that alcohol and get behind the wheel of a vehicle
Right.
and put everybody else's life at risk. So, yeah, I mean, you got to make that decision before you get behind the wheel of a vehicle or consume that alcohol and how you're going to get home or what you're going to do. mean,
I
be
have a
smart.
favorite. I do have a favorite.
Oh,
Marine. They were headed, it was two young Marines in a car, and they were headed to Wilmington.
to party
They
in
were
Wilmington?
going to party. They hadn't even, this was early in the
really?
night. This was like quite a few years ago. And they had a bottle of Grey Goose vodka open in the
Grey
front seat of the
Goose.
car.
That's too.
So they pulled them out. The passenger had not been drinking, I don't think, or maybe just a slight, but the driver was drinking and driving. They were drinking it as they
That's-
were headed down there. And I'll never forget, a sheriff's deputy and a high patrol took the Grey Goose vodka and they poured it out on the road. The guy
That's
dropped to the ground and starts trying to lick the vodka up off the street.
That's it.
Yeah, that's been my favorite. That hasn't been topped yet.
That's
Yeah.
Crying in your
Yeah.
That's a problem.
That was it. And I that was why I was thinking, oh wow,
I
this
just
is
let it ahead about 15 minutes.
I mean,
He's
we
gonna
were
regret
just
that.
all, the mom and me came out where like the road being dirty and gross. We were all a little stunned at first, and then they
But alcohol will kill all the germs.
it was we were all just like, what just happened? Yeah, that's the issue.
Sergeant Whelan, how long, I know, how long has this task force been in force? Because I noticed that you're adding a lot to it over the years.
So we started in 2018. We were a 100% grant that year from Governor Highway Safety Program, along with the sheriff, Thomas Marshburn, and the commissioners.
Mhm.
They approved the grant in 2018 with 4 officers. And
Wow.
we have still consistently used those 4 officers. Not the same 4 officers that we started with, but there's 4 officers on the grant. We are in our 7th year of the grant now.
Excellent,
Wow.
excellent. Well,
That's nice.
Deputy Bryson, I know that you were working towards your certification. Did you complete that? I think that's what it was to be part of the DWI task force.
So that certification is what's called DRA, Drug Recognition Expert. I've done the first 2-week class, which is incredibly intense, very difficult.
Imagine.
They're very meticulous. One gentleman was removed from class because he missed an A in the word dissociative when we were filling out our matrix. They are 100%. You are an expert. You're expected to be an expert and be 100% of the time. The next phase of it is what we do some evaluations on subjects. They have a place that has been very kind and granted us access to try and help people understand and help us understand what they're going through and some of the signs that we look for. So that's the next phase, and that'll be next week that I go.
How many more weeks do you have of that?
We do 3 days of that, and then after that will be the state test.
Wow.
That's a lot of pressure.
That
it is.
That's like,
If you misspell,
yeah.
you lose.
Yes.
Wow.
I thought I was the only person in the job that I had.
That's
I fired a girl
intense.
when I was a news director because she couldn't spell.
It's important. You can't be an expert not spelling words right.
Well, she
Yeah.
was in
Yeah.
charge of putting those names under people, or
Yeah,
when you
for the
kept the
teleprompter.
mayor
Yeah.
and you missed his name and he kept on the screen.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah.
I finally gave her 3 strikes and she missed all 3 times in 4 days of the week that I gave it to her. So she was gone, one and done. Good
What-
God.
Deputy Bryson, let's talk about that night, last Tuesday night.
Oh, that
when
was tough.
class went out into the parking lot, and I was in your group, and you were testing a young Marine, beautiful
Yes.
young woman, and to see whether or not she was intoxicated. Now, when you did the eye test, where you hold it and they can't move their head and the eyes move, I thought she did exceptionally well, but you explained certain little indicators that were there to show you that no, she was not okay. Would you explain that?
So that test is called the horizontal gaze nystagmus. The horizontal gaze nystagmus is the involuntary jerking of the eyes. You cannot control it. You can't prevent it. You can't do anything for it. It is our key indicator.
Right.
So we assess, we look, having the eyes move certain back and forth.
Right.
And when we see that involuntary jerking of the eyes, we know where things are at.
Right.
Total clues on that one is 6 clues with what we're looking for. And typically we'll get 4 to 6 clues
Yeah,
if
'cause
it's there.
I saw her. She said, I didn't see that.
What we used to call it way back when, before you guys were born, was a quartz movement. It was like a quartz watch. Remember
Right.
the smooth action of a Swiss watch was very smooth. Then there was the quartz action. Click, 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 click.
Yes.
Did you see it in the
Yes.
individual we did the DAX camera on in the?
Yes, yes. Yes, I saw that.
And that's why typically if people are standing back, they can't necessarily
Right.
see it, but we're up close, we're face to face with them. We're able to see it when we're doing the assessment.
Yes, because I was fooled by that. And then you had her do the walk test where she had to put one foot in front of the other. I know she was, I thought her balance was excellent. I know she messed up, turned it around, but it's like I had said, I don't know that I would have remembered the instructions perfectly either because I'd been scared to death to begin with. But you said that's part of the signs right there. And I thought her balance was great. But then you later explained she worked out every day. She's got such body core strength. See, so where she could probably do it perfectly drunk and I could probably mess up sober, that's another indicator.
Yes, it's someone who works out a lot, a dancer, as in like ballet dancer, that has incredible balance to begin with. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to see some of those clues. I have
Right.
had one young lady that was a ballet dancer, and she had very good balance, but she still exhibited some of the clues. She missed the heel to toes.
Yeah.
She stepped off the line, just very slight things that we're trained for.
And see, that's why I kind of thought, I don't believe she's like legally drunk until they took her into the bus and did the breathalyzer. Explain that.
The intoximeter is what we get our breath sample from, and what we're looking for is what's called a deep lung sample. So you blow and you blow and you blow into the instrument. It wants that last bit of breath. That's when we're getting down deep into the lungs, closest to the alveoli, closest to the blood circulation, and that's when we get the good core sample of what we need.
And some of the
That's
for
awesome.
for that walking test routine, there are some people like yours with one knee replacement, one to be done. I couldn't walk straight line.
We do medical rounds. So we ask them, hey, is there anything wrong with you? You got
Uh-huh.
any issues walking down a straight line?
Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah.
So,
That's part of
With
what.
you.
but some of the other testing that you do is when you're. Well, I had a guy as I hit the blues on him. He was weaving inside the lane, bless his heart, and rolls over. Got the spotlight on him by that time. Before I could get out of the car, there were 4 beer cans that came out the right
Ooh.
passenger window. I opened the window and started throwing cans out.
Yes.
By the time he stood outside the car, I didn't have to do any tests.
Yeah.
He was done. He fell down getting out of the car. I mean, what else? So, or do you need an ambulance?
Mhm.
That's the only question I needed to ask him at that point in time. No, I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah, I've had a few that involuntarily start projectile vomiting, and okay,
Oh.
let's get you some EMS, we'll get you taken care of,
Uh-huh.
and here's your type citation for your DWI.
Gosh.
Anyways, there are lots of little things that happen. How are we looking in Oslo County overall? I mean, at one time you used to say that after 11 o'clock at night, 1 out of every 10 drivers that I would meet would be impaired.
And the statistics are still about the same.
Wow.
When we started this in 2018, we were 6th in the state for impaired driving and for alcohol-related fatalities.
Yeah.
We are now-
Military's
Yes,
trials were.
military days.
Since the task force has been developed and we've had almost 2,000 DWIs since we've started, we've come to about 20th in the state.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, we can show an improvement.
Well, it was working.
It is. It is.
So that's the same thing that I was getting when I would see the stats thing coming in after checkpoints.
Mhm.
So that's always a good sign.
I mean, your municipalities and your highway patrol, they can't all do it by themselves.
No. Well, let's talk about that. Sheriff's offices way back when, it was very politically not good to pull one of the good old boys who votes for the sheriff, pull him over for drunk driving or for speeding or anything else for the most part, driver related, car related.
Yep.
That's changed. That's changed.
I've been with the
obviously.
sheriff's office for about 23 years. So
Oh, wow.
when I was started, it was procedural to take them home, get them a cab, take them to the
Done
base.
that recently?
Yeah. Now it's not the same. We have zero tolerance for it. If you don't provide a breath sample, we're going to apply for a search warrant through the matter. If
Mhm.
that search warrant's issued for your blood, we're going to draw your blood. And we're
So
going to
if
send that blood
if
to the
they
lab.
refuse,
Sir.
you're still going to go after them.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That is a requirement from our sheriff and me.
Okay.
Thomas Marshburn started it that way, and that's how we're going to continue.
Now, a breath sample gives you a little leeway. It used to on the instrument. It used to give you a little bit. You were better off blowing than you were getting your blood sucked out, because the blood's going to give you an exact reading. There is a little tolerance on the breath test.
Well, we got to have two breaths within 0.02 of each other.
Right.
If those two breaths don't match, we'll have to get another breath test.
Mhm.
If they're within 0.02 of each other, for instance, if you blow a 0.12 and then your next breath is a 0.11, we're always going to take the lower of the two samples.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't say it's a leeway or a tolerance, just what's in the breath sample.
But guaranteed, if you've got some in your system, your blood is going to give it to you.
Oh, most definitely.
And
Most definitely.
anything else that you happen to come across in there that might be impairing.
Correct. If we do a blood draw and we believe it's to be some other substance, yeah, we'll definitely send it off to the lab for other testing besides just blood.
At what point do you tell me I'm under arrest?
Before all the blows and the tests like that, when we form an opinion that your mental and physical faculties are appreciably impaired, then we're going to place you under arrest for that.
Now, talk to me about a pre-arrest test.
So a pre-arrest test is not something that occurs often. They're wanting to take a breath test before they actually get arrested for it.
So if a guy believes he's not impaired,
He can ask for a pre-arrest test.
but if you feel that he's impaired enough that you're going to take him in, you're going to arrest him first.
I'm going to arrest him.
Okay.
I mean, now if he asks for a pre-arrest test, I can't place him under arrest
Right.
until that point in time,
Right.
until he's actually given a sample. But yeah,
But generally speaking, the guy that is going to be arrested, you're going to arrest him,
yes, sir.
and then you're going to tell him you're going to take him downtown. You're going to blow. He's going to be given the option to blow into this machine instrument, and then you're going to. But if he decides he's a lawyer, let's just say, or he knows enough about the law to get himself hurt, sometimes that happens.
It does.
And then he says, "Well, I don't think I'm legally impaired. I want a pre-arrest test. Take me down there, and I'll blow into the machine."
That's too late.
No, after but before the arrest.
Before the arrest, if he does it before the arrest, then yeah, he can ask for pre-arrest test, and yeah, we'll take
Yeah,
him
once you
down.
arrest him, you can't unarrest him.
Yeah.
So
We'll take him down, I put him on the instrument, and blows over a point, he's automatically under arrest right there. And that sample actually requires a sample for the test.
Mhm. Now, the situation is that when you got a guy at the checkpoint or you stop them somewhere else, there's a period of time that you have to wait because you don't know whether he's got what they call mouth alcohol in him or not. There's a period of time that you can't let him blow into the machine, the instrument.
We do a 15-minute observation period for anybody that doesn't make a phone call, doesn't call an attorney or witness.
Mhm.
And after that 15 minutes, we'll have them submit a chemical analysis of their breath.
Everything should be cool as long as they're not drinking and he continuously drinking.
Yeah, mouth alcohol dissipates relatively quickly in the mouth.
Yes. Now, they're climbing. You stop them, you do a knuckle sensor on them. That's a roadside test that they can willingly take if you offer to them, and they blow up 0.09.
Okay.
Now, they can get to the office, and 15 minutes later, they can blow up 0.11,
Yes, sir.
or they can blow up 0.07.
The alcohol that's in our system is not completely digested.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not absorbed into the
So still,
stomach wall.
still
Or,
climbing.
Yeah.
Or they could be on their way down,
they could be.
which would be in their benefit, of course.
Oh,
They
most
wouldn't by
definitely,
the
yes.
time they get to court.
I mean, coffee doesn't help. Water doesn't help.
No.
Sleeping doesn't help.
Food doesn't help.
Oh, give me some bread. I need some bread. I'm
Bread,
I'm
cracker.
diabetic. I need something to eat.
Yeah, the only way that's going to help impairment is time.
Okay. Oh.
Sleep it off.
Yep.
Okay.
Time.
Who owns the buses?
So, Health and Human Services actually own the buses. They're part of the FTA branch. Forensic Test for Alcohol.
Right.
They own the buses.
Interesting.
They also work on a lot
Nice.
of. They work on a lot of the grants with the Governor of Highway Safety as well.
Gotcha. They're nice buses.
Hopefully, if Mark Anderson decides to retire, we'll get somebody locally that can keep the bus here.
Okay.
Well, you've got Deputy Bryson
You
now.
got-
She's going
you
to be an expert soon. Yes.
Yes, lots of lot, and it's
I have
intense.
complete faith in you.
It's a very intense process. I was a paramedic for many years, going through that. I feel in 2 weeks that I went through the same type of training, same type of class that took us 4 months,
Wow.
and it was put into 2 weeks. It was very, very intense, and I had a lot of
Don't spell
respect.
anything wrong.
Yeah, no,
I
don't
can't
spell.
believe that. That's
What gets
crazy.
you motivated to want to be on this task force?
I enjoy traffic. I enjoy
Really?
pulling cars. There's not very many females that do. I'm the first female on the task force, which I'm very honored to be.
Mhm.
It's just something that a lot of females on the sheriff's office that have been involved in traffic. I have since I started my career in 2013. It's just something I enjoy. It helps to prevent, as a medic, we see a lot of crashes.
Mhm.
Traffic enforcement helps to prevent some of those crashes. So if I can help prevent someone from getting into a wreck, from getting killed by a speeder, by a impaired individual, to me, that's where I want to be.
Okay. Well,
Well,
cool.
I'm sure as a paramedic, you saw a lot of results of what happens when there is a wreck involving an
I don't
impaired
like to
driver.
call an accident.
I know, we get called out for it all the
No
time.
such thing as an accident.
And that's actually how I met Sergeant Ruin, was when I was a paramedic with Onslow County.
Wow. There
Do you
go.
guys patrol neighborhoods? Because you know what, Highway Patrol doesn't do my neighborhood out here, and the city does some, but it's in the city. But across the street in some of the neighborhoods, the subdivisions outside the city of Jacksonville or any other location, y'all work in those areas?
We do some saturation patrols in those areas.
Mhm.
We'll get numerous complaints of speeders in different neighborhoods, and we'll actually set up out there and watch traffic patterns. We've got a speed trailer that we'll set up out in neighborhoods and get the data from that speed trailer.
Is it still okay with your department? I know your office, your division, your unit. Is it okay for an individual officer to decide that I'm going to do a road check, looking for just licenses and just check licenses as they go by?
Well, we don't check just driver's licenses.
Well, I understand. that.
It's Chapter 20. It's any traffic motor vehicle violation.
Mhm. But I mean, just to stop themselves and just work a neighborhood for a little bit.
Normally, we don't do that without approval.
Oh, well, really?
The task force wise, for the DWI unit, we can set up a checking station. It has to be random, has to be a
Sure.
reason for it. So we'll set up a check station where we believe there's
Either
going to be
every
traffic.
car, every blue car, every third car, whatever. You know.
Normally, it's every car.
Yep.
But to set it up in the neighborhood, they'll normally have to get permission from their supervisor to do a checking station in somewhere. There's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah, I used to find very interesting in a couple of the neighborhoods. Well, a neighborhood at Curie Beach, the number of people did not have. They had an expired license. They had failed to get it renewed, or they had one that they were driving around and didn't have a license anymore for one reason or another. That was always fun.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you do this on a regular basis as far as setting up a checkpoint? Like once a month, twice a month, or holidays?
We'll do them on special occasions. We'll do them just randomly. We'll be sitting at dinner and we'll be like, hey, let's go do a checkpoint in this area. Let's pull up our GS mapping and see where the most crashes are, where's most accidents at in the area. I'm sorry, crashes. Most
Understand.
citations issued for
Right.
something, and we'll set up a checking station in those areas. Try to do it in some of the more inconspicuous back roads
Right.
where a lot of the troopers and other municipalities don't have access to them.
And the route home, that nobody is going to be working that road tonight, and I'm going to get home from the nearest party or bar. I'm going to take this route and weave here, there, and everywhere and get back. You know those routes.
We try to.
Mhm.
We try to.
Give us some numbers. I know you have numbers.
Well, since 2018, when the unit was started, we've had almost 2,000 impaired driving charges that we've arrested for driving while impaired. The units had 11,700 speeding charges. We've had 241 other drug-related incidences, charges. We've had, so a total of about 32,000 charges in those 7 years. We also do a lot of outreach programs. And that's part of the educating of the public. This will work with students at local schools for driver's ed. We'll do a lot of education events on base with the Batmobile. We'll do other events out in the county.
National night out. things
National
like
night,
that.
yeah. And we'll talk about impaired driving. Since we've done over 200 events, reached about 36,000 people. We've estimated. So yeah, I mean we do more than just arrest impaired drivers. We do a lot of education. We've actually come to the point where Governor Highway Safety has actually asked us to have an educator for our unit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm gonna go with you the next time you do
Yeah,
it.
I'll let you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll sit out there on the side of the road and mark
Or
off.
doing the data, yeah.
Right.
And it's sometimes if we have a question, we'll ask. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff, but we'll ask, hey, because we have to report, what they blew or whatever. So we once the person is taken into the Batmobile or periodically just arrested and taken downtown, we'll ask, hey, what was it for? And sometimes it's not always, especially when it's drug related, we'll ask, what did you find? They'll do a search of the car. What did you find? It's sad and it's scary to see often what is on the streets as a mom and a grandmother. It's super scary to think that my children and grandson are traveling on the streets. It's also eye-opening to see what law enforcement goes through, like I said before, both positive and negative. I mean, they do a wonderful job of trying to keep us safe, and it's sad when people are not appreciative.
Well, Deputy Bryson, is it hard for you not to yank somebody out of the car and throw them in the ditch, throw the handcuffs on them when you see a child in the back seat on the train?
Yes,
Don't answer that.
it is. It is.
I'd be so mad.
But I have learned, and I'm not a very patient person. My husband will tell you that 100%. I think certain Raylan can even tell you that. Just in the time that we've known each other about
She
20
has
years.
a mothering, nurturing skills.
And my theory is be nice until it's time not to be nice.
Right.
If there was an emergency, I can understand the concept, doesn't make it right. You're still going to get cited for it
Right.
because, you could be going down the road, deer, even a bear. We had a bear hit the other night. You hit that bear, you hit that deer, where's that child going?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And so
Through the
they're
windshield.
still going to have the consequence.
Uh-huh.
So-
Absolutely.
I see a lot of unrestrained pets too, and that bugs me as well. But that's the
It was distractive.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your dog sitting on your lap, getting in your face while you're
Yes,
driving
I
down the
mean,
road.
the last point, that guy had that big dog in his lap. I don't know how the guy was seeing over
He
the
was letting
steering
the
wheel.
dog see.
I don't know. That dog was driving. That dog was driving that car.
Oh, seeing eye
The
dog.
dog was,
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna
That
go
dog was
there.
driving.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good
yeah.
one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
You find a guy with driving while license revoked. He doesn't have a license on him, and his license, you run it, and it's revoked. And what's it revoked for most of the time?
Impaired revocation or failure to appears for court. If you don't go to court, your license is going to be taken.
And that's something they say, oh, well, nobody took my license. I got it right here. Well, it's an invalid license.
The DMV will send you a paper saying
Do
that
you-
your license is.
do you ever hear the not my drugs, not my car, not my pants?
Oh yes. I was canine for many years, and it was. I don't know where that came from. I had somebody else in my vehicle. It's not mine. It's that's always what we hear. That's not mine. That's not mine.
Drugs in my pocket. I borrowed the pants. They were there. Not my pants was another huge one.
Or the other person shoved it in my pocket. I was holding it for them.
But his driver's license is in the same pants.
Well, when I was working drugs, they were all saying, you put that there.
Yep, heard that quite a few times.
You planted that.
Oh, yeah.
Like I needed to do that in Jacksonville.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
If it wasn't you, I got the next guy's got it anyway. Well, somebody's got it. So
Yes.
Now, when you're out there doing your special task force night or what, are you wearing body cams that night?
We are.
There you go.
That
You're
should be
on camera.
party cameras, right?
See, our cameras are actually attached to our vehicles. With the task force units, we have in-car cameras that actually show the passenger seat out front of the vehicle, and then we also have the body cam. So they're all
Oh, you got
synced up together.
360.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
Now, you mentioned a lot of traffic stops. Even if it's for speeding or for whatever, little red flags go up in your head, hair stands up on the back of your neck, and you know there's some dope in there when they're looking straight forward and won't look at you, or whatever their signs are.
Watching you as you go by.
How
intensely.
often do you call your drug guys out to say, I think I've got one here?
Oh yeah, if we get the inkling there's some
Mhm.
drugs in the vehicle, or we'll ask them if there's drugs in the vehicle, and the first thing they do is look at it. Nope.
What?
Yeah, we even have a dog come out, run the dog around
Yeah.
the car, or have a narcotics officer.
So you guys get the first step going into a lot of other cases too.
Most people don't steal in their own neighborhoods, so they got to get there
There you
somehow.
Right.
The blue lights are a huge deterrent. If we can put somebody on the shoulder of the road in neighborhoods or somewhere
yeah.
close to the neighborhood, most criminals don't want to sit there where blue lights are at.
Nope. No. They figure you're next. I'm next. What's the weirdest stop you've ever made? You've been around for 23 years.
Oh, I know you had stories.
I stopped one at Go Gas in Jacksonville. She said she was the DD, designated driver,
Uh-huh.
and she was impaired.
You need to pick somebody else.
She was the DDD.
Yeah, I opened the door and a bottle of vodka rolled out.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, that's not helping your case much, But yeah, we've had. Unfortunately, we get a lot of military personnel. We got a young society around here of military.
Yep.
Um,
It's kind of like a college town.
it is
On
most definitely.
steroids.
Yeah, and I hate it for them, but it's going to kill somebody else or kill them. There was an incident where we had 6 fatalities in one night on the roadways
Yeah, I remember that.
within like 2 hours,
Wow.
which all of them could be prevented by making that plan, having somebody else drive.
I had a very close friend of mine. I think it was back 2012, maybe, that was killed by a drunk driver coming back from Trenton, her and her husband from church. And he crossed the center line, and he had just had that device taken off his pickup truck that day that you have to blow into for his previous DWIs.
You were telling me about that? Yes.
Yeah, he finally went to prison.
Um,
I don't know if I'm sure he's probably out by now.
like I was saying, my wife was going to Fayetteville for a training one day.
Oh, yes.
Got clipped. Individual tried to pass her. Couldn't pass her, so come back into the lane, clipped her back into her vehicle, spun her into the trees, and he was impaired. And I totaled my 2019 Camry, first payment on it. Hadn't even made the first payment on it, and was totaled. Yeah.
I was hit actually responding to my sergeant who was being shot at down in Hubert, and I was hit by an impaired driver as I was going through an intersection. Had my dog in the back, and it tore the front end of the Crown Vic off. It separated away from the car.
Another good story is we had Deputy Whaley had an impaired driver that he bring back from Sneath Ferry area. Got rear-ended at that point in time. Obviously, we called Highway Patrol out to do the traffic crash report. And the time it was Sergeant Marshburn says, you know what, we're going to take this. They hit our officer. We're going to take the charge on this
Personal.
because she was actually impaired. Less than 24 hours later,
No.
I stopped her again,
Oh, gosh.
and she was also impaired. She was going to the gas station to buy some wine, so she was impaired again. So she got charged again.
Went to the gas
Would she
station.
go
and
back?
get some-
Did she go to jail the second
Oh,
time?
that's just
Oh, yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah,
I hope so.
and her license were suspended at the point in time, so her vehicle also got seized.
Ooh, there you go.
So
Oh, money.
Good.
Thank you guys for what you do.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in here, and thanks for putting up with Lee and her.
Hey, her million questions.
Hey,
I know she
Citizens
asked a
Academy.
bunch.
here's the thing: a lot of people don't think they're impaired when they get out
Yeah.
behind the wheel of the vehicle, but they are.
There are some devices folks buy online. Folks, they are not necessarily accurate. They're not going to tell you exactly how much you've had necessarily. It might be reading too high, which would be a good thing. Might be reading too low, which would be a bad thing. It just might, if you think that you've got to do that, then find somebody else to drive you home.
Yeah.
We've got so many ride share possibilities. You used to say just call a cab. Well, you can call a cab, call a friend. Make sure said friend is not like you are. Leave your keys and car somewhere else.
Mhm.
You can go get it tomorrow.
Make a plan.
That's right.
Make a plan.
Make a
Make a plan in advance if you really think you're going to be that way. So there's so many situations that happen.
Most definitely.
And it's hard to come back from it.
And, you know, the sheriff has put this unit together and we're striving. Hope he continues it. I think it does an awesome for the community.
Sure, yes.
Citizens Academy, I think
Oh, I
Bruce
like that.
Dixon and them have done
Yeah.
a great job with that.
Crazy man.
Yeah, former sheriff,
lots of fun.
retired sheriff,
Right.
Miller.
Mhm.
He was a big time in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was.
Definitely.
That was good. I'm glad this our elected officials are paying attention.
Yes.
Law enforcement otherwise too. So
Very supportive.
I'm glad to say.
Yes.
Guys, appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank
for all
you.
the info.
And yeah, where's your next checkpoint going to be?
I'll give you this. We do intend to do a major checkpoint sometime before the first of the year. I'm working with myself and Lieutenant Marshman right now, and we're going to schedule that before the end of the year.
It's not going to be just one.
Great, great.
Now, we might do a small checkpoint with just the task force or local municipalities in a certain area.
And folks, it's just the sheriff's office you need to be concerned about.
Highway
And let
patrol.
me explain something else to you voters out there. For just a moment. And I'm not talking about on the water, you voters, because you know you're not supposed to. And you know you're going to get caught if you're out there on the water doing it. Because the Marine Patrol and wildlife, wildlife also has jurisdictional land.
Yes.
And if you pull your boat out of the water and you drive away, you're pulling your boat down the highway and you're drunk, and the wildlife officer sees you all this stuff, you can go to jail.
Most definitely.
He is a
Yes.
state police officer. He can arrest you for anything.
Yes.
Just a word to the wise. So it's not just sheriff's office, the highway patrol, your local police. You got a lot of police officers out there looking for you.
Yes.
Well, I thank you so much for what you do because I like to know that my loved ones are safe when they're out there on that road.
Absolutely.
We try hardest.
Yes,
Our
you
goal.
do. You do a fabulous job.
Deputy Natasha Bryson, and you can't do another Bryson than that. I figured as much. I knew that.
I was letting her have her own spot
I just
today.
do right now. I just wanted to bring it out.
Yes.
He's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
He is.
And Sergeant Nick, I think you'd like to be called, right?
Yes.
Whelan. So we do appreciate both of
Yes.
you coming in this morning, and thanks for what you do.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
And be safe, for God's sakes.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yes,
Thank
please,
Take a
please.
quick break away. We'll be right back. You're live, you're local, you're Real Talk right here on Facebook and YouTube, where we are always awake and never woke. We'll be right back.
I'm Robert LaFevers. I am running for the Onslow County School Board. I want to put safety back into our schools as we desperately need it. I also want to put volunteer veterans in our schools to help with security and mentoring our students, along with any other needs the schools may have for them. I want to roll out a new bullying campaign that will make it more severe for repeat offenders and to educate the community and our teachers and students about bullying. We also need to get our parents involved because it needs to start at home and let them understand that it continues outside of our school walls through social media and other platforms. We also need to enforce policies we have in place on vaping and drugs and make sure that we implement that evenly throughout the district at all schools, that we all follow the same policies. If you truly want to see change in this district, the only real choice is to vote LaFevers on November 5th. I'm Robert LaFevers, and I approve this message.
I am Robin Knapp, the current Vice Chairman of the Onslow County Board of Commissioners. I would appreciate your vote on November 5th. I am known to speak my mind candidly, truthfully, and bluntly on issues that affect everyone within our county, regardless of political affiliation, religious beliefs, gender, race. I'm not afraid to tackle tough issues like lowering our tax rate and appropriate funding for our EMS, firefighters, public safety, mental health, and domestic abuse issues. I fully support our county employees, and I feel this is a staff that is the glue that holds Onslow County together. I have shown strong and consistent leadership and will not be influenced by others, and I will vote my conscience always in the best interest of our citizens and not for a particular group, regardless of rhetoric. I love Onslow County and her citizens, and I appreciate your vote and support. May God bless America, Onslow County, and all of you. Vote to re-elect Robin Knapp for Commissioner, a voice for the citizens. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Robin Knapp.
All right, we're back. Your marine forecast brought to you by Jacksonville's Community Prevention Services Incorporated, the Community Prevention Services right here in Jayville. Some of us get mad at times. I mean, you know, Kelly gets mad a lot. I get mad at times. We all do.
Everybody gets
But
mad.
is it a problem? It can be. It's not always a problem. If you see someone, I can just see Kelly see a kid down at a grocery cart in the store.
Yeah, you know, I can't let
No,
that.
you're
Can't
not
let
gonna
that
let that
go.
one go.
Y'all know I can't let that go.
Maybe the kid's just crying, and maybe mama or daddy, they're just berating the kid. I've seen too many daddies, not picking a particular kind of daddy, but the kid's not doing like the daddy his job does, his performance, and they can't stand the kid acting up. Kid's not following orders. Now, have I made that one clear? The kid's not following orders.
Good.
Think about it. They'll grow up one day. Don't make them grow up to not like you.
Correct. Cause other issues too.
You've got some choices if you run into a situation like that. One of them is to intervene immediately. Sometimes it might be the right thing to do if there's a physical situation happening and things are getting out of hand, out of control. You can tell. Most people can tell. Is this something that you would do? No. Then you might want to have a chat. Just talk to them, to the other people. Sometimes that works. Sometimes I will tell you. Sometimes it just makes them go ballistic, and they don't like you. They don't like themselves. They just don't like things. So they'll go bad, break bad on you. That's not a good thing. Finding help, if you can find one, like a police officer, a store manager, or whoever, might be a better situation unless it's something very critical you got to do right now. The big question, do you get mad at things that are out of your control? A lot. Road rage, the idiot driving down the highway, weaving back and forth. Do you bump him in the rear end? Do you pull up beside him and shake your finger at him? Do you threaten him? Do you blow your horn? No. That becomes road rage.
That's dangerous.
You need to control yourself because the other guy's out of control. You do not need to have two individuals who are nuts on the highway at the same time with weapons of mass destruction.
Or weapons in general.
Or other weapons. Yeah, you just don't know who
You
you're
just
picking
don't
on
know
these
anymore.
days.
It's not like it used to be.
You may be picking on some dude over there that's got a 45 automatic
Correct.
right under his right leg, and
Yeah.
he pulls it out and starts popping off a round or two. Do you stay mad with your friends or colleagues or your family? Are there people in your family you can't go to the house or they can't come to your house anymore? Why? Because of something stupid that was done 27 years ago?
Yeah. Let it go. Work through it.
If you blow up at people at events out of your control, at events that may be none of your business in the first place, it might be time to bite the bullet and seek help from a counselor that will actually listen to you. Community Prevention Services, located here in Jacksonville at 918 Henderson Drive, has counselors who will listen to you, will work with you to find a solution to your madness. You're not going to judge you, and they won't share with anyone nothing's going to show up on Facebook. Community Prevention accepts most insurance plans as well. Give them a call today to schedule some one-on-one time at 910-353-0972. That's 910-353-0972. Offshore out to 20 nautical miles, got a cold front. Y'all felt it yesterday, feeling it again today still. It's right here in the studios in the back under the trees. It's 51 degrees. Oh boy, don't get a little warmer than that today, but anyway, that's the way it is. Northeasterly winds offshore, big waves with it. High pressure will settle in for an extended period of time. Coastal troughing will be offshore. This has resulted in a small craft warning along the area through tonight. Northeasterly winds today 15 to 20 knots, gusts to 25, seas 4 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore, sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, easterly winds 10 to 15, 2 to 4 footers, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Wednesday, southeasterly winds 5 to 10, 3 to 4 footers, sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, partly sunny, a high of 69. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 51. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 76. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, a low of 57. And Wednesday, sunny, high of 79. It doesn't look really sunny out there right now.
No, it's
I wouldn't call
clear.
it cloudy. It's just,
It's
not-
clear. It's just
yeah.
the sun has not
yeah,
gotten
I
above
just
the
don't know what's
trees.
happening. Yeah,
Take your pick, partly sunny or partly cloudy.
I know yeah.
What's the difference?
Partly sunny sounds more appealing.
It sounds like your glass
Sounds
is half
happy.
full.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Positive.
Kelly,
I did hear back
Yes.
from
Go
Jason
away.
Deadman.
I know I have a client.
I know
Yeah.
you do. I've been
Yeah.
watching your
I
time
know.
for you.
I've got
You have
1 minute.
to
Yeah.
leave.
Okay.
Get anything on off your chest you want to right now.
No, I just want to hear what Jason
Okay.
said.
I did. Jason answered me. He's always right on it. You do not get a receipt printed out when you put your ballot through the ballot
I don't
reader.
think so because I didn't get one.
And I know, but
Yeah.
when this person told me this, because he said a friend of his went and asked for his printed receipt, and it showed that he voted for all Democrats and he voted Republican, and I was like, no. And so I said I was going to check today, even though common sense tells us.
No.
Yeah, I never
right.
heard of that.
And anyway, your ballot is considered secret from the moment it's handed to you.
Mhm.
You go into your booth, you vote, and you put it in the machine, the reader that reads it. Your name is not on it. It's a secret ballot. I mean, that's the way it is. In North Carolina, they do not give receipts for you
Well,
putting.
All of that is not totally true because I read it on the internet.
Oh, stop.
I saw where you don't have a clue what really happens to
You
your
do
ballot
get-
after you leave it. You don't know what.
Well, when you
it
stop starting
could
this
be
mess up, I
changed.
know.
It could be something done to it, and they can identify you because your fingerprints are on it.
You
You
do
get a sticker.
a
that says
sticker.
I
that says
voted.
That's right.
I got one from the primary, still here. It
And
still says
also,
Robin's-
I voted
mine's in
for
my
you.
truck on the dash.
Robin got a sticker that says his dog voted. I don't know where he got that from. He didn't get it at the voting booth, but someone handed it to him somewhere.
That's
I don't know
cute.
where that sticker came from. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm
That
gonna take
is
my dog
funny.
in and see if he can vote.
Hey.
I'm taking Jack. Next year, I'm having signs
I ain't
made for
taking
him.
Jack.
Vote for
nothing.
Jack.
I'll vote for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vote for Jack.
All right, I gotta go.
All right. Goodbye, Kelly.
I will
See you in the morning.
tomorrow, Kelly.
Yes.
And tomorrow morning, I get to leave early.
He gets to leave early.
I'm going to leave early. Y'all, it's going to be in your hands, and y'all got troubles. Lottie. It's going to be, it's been going on for a long time. Politicians either appearing in churches on Sundays to beg for the congregation, even for preachers to endorse from the pulpit one candidate over another. In some cases, sample ballots have been filled out and distributed to church members. Have you seen that before? It's not illegal. Politics
Seen
can
it.
be the best and the worst in people. And the church has not been safe from presidential candidates either. Over the weekend, and
Oh, my
I'm not
Lord.
picking on one or the other, but over the weekend,
I'll
Kamala
say it.
Harris was at a Pennsylvania church and said that voting for her fulfills God's expectation, in her words, for us to help him. A heckler in the congregation started shouting. Harris talking and then started clapping.
Yep.
And the church band on cue started playing and drowned out the heckler. He was then escorted out of the church. Amazing that it sounded much like a Trump rally, but was held in a church, not in a public venue. Trump was routinely called for hecklers to be removed. He called for them, get that man out of here right now from his rallies. Okay. If that's what you want, that's okay. Put on a if you want to do it. In a church, personally speaking, church is at the top of the list of places that I would think not participate in campaigning events.
There should be a separation.
You are going to irritate
Yep.
certain members of your congregation. Maybe that kind of garbage is the reason that church attendance is down.
Well, I saw that story and I listened to her, and she went into her preacher voice, and I'm like,
yeah,
you
I
have
didn't
got to
even
be
go
kidding
there.
me. I
I-
couldn't even watch it.
I didn't even talk about that.
It was
part, but
just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It is totally, absolutely asinine and totally ridiculous. I don't get it.
When you want to talk about asinine and ridiculous,
Oh,
the
I can.
political commercial I saw this morning,
What's that?
North Carolina State Senator Rachel Hunt, who is a Democrat,
Uh-huh.
and she's running to replace Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. I'll get it out right.
Uh-huh.
She joked on this commercial that once she was elected, she was going to go in and clean his office, and she's holding up a gallon of hydrogen peroxide, which is a type of bleach. And she's saying, like, yeah, once I get in there, I'm going to be sure to clean that office. I just thought that was just outrageous.
Really?
In other words, she's going to clean the funk out of the office, you know, when she
Governor-
gets in there.
Governor Hunt,
Yeah.
please take control of your daughter.
She goes to a closet of cleaning supplies and pulls out that 12% hydrogen peroxide and says, and since I'm moving into Mark Robinson's office, I'll start with a gallon of this.
No, well, she's going to make it white. What bleach does. Is that not correct?
She's going to
Pour it
clean
on
the
your-
office.
Pour it on my and what color is it going to
It was hydrogen peroxide that she
It
was using, which
will
is a type of
bleach.
bleach, yes. But I just happened to see it this morning. I was coming out of the bed. I was in the bedroom and I looked up and I was like, what what? I
That's not a
was really,
spoof.
I just thought it was in extremely poor taste.
Oh, my
And I didn't
God.
like seeing it. Extremely poor
Well,
taste.
All right, mark another
And
one
like
off
you
the ballot.
say, it could be taken as her scrubbing the office white. So, you know,
She didn't think of that, did she?
not on believe
Did she
so,
not
but
get some advice from somebody? Anybody?
I just sat there. I just stood there drinking my coffee, going like, "What did I just see? What?" Extremely poor taste. Extremely, because the whole thing was about she was going after Dan Bishop because he's running for Attorney General, and she talked about how he supports Mark Robinson, and that when she wins, she's going to clean Mark's office out. And I'm like,
Oh.
this does not make sense.
Okay, let's take a break before I explode. I'm
Yeah.
ready to explode or implode. I'm not sure which is going to be. You're live and local real talk. We might be right back.
Hi, I'm Robert Beavers. I am running for the Onslow County School Board. I want to put safety back into our schools as we desperately need it. I also want to put volunteer veterans in our schools to help with security and mentoring our students, along with any other needs the schools may have for them. I want to roll out a new bullying campaign that will make it more severe for repeat offenders and to educate the community and our teachers and students about bullying. We also need to get our parents involved because it needs to start at home and let them understand that it continues outside of our school walls through social media and other platforms. We also need to enforce policies we have in place on vaping and drugs and make sure that we implement that evenly throughout the district at all schools, that we all follow the same policies. If you truly want to see change in this district, the only real choice is to vote LaFevers on November 5th. I'm Robert LaFevers, and I approve this message.
Okay, Dookie. We're back. Where are you? There you are. Okay.
I'm
You
at the pink mic now.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. You're in the pink.
I'm in the pink.
You're in the pink, I think. Okay. I was just showing Lee because I'm going to be leaving early tomorrow, and you might have to run one of these commercials tomorrow.
And we can do that.
And so I'm going to do it while I'm on the air right now. So y'all just pay attention.
All right. I'm paying attention. Go ahead.
That goes down.
That goes down.
All right. And then go ahead and cue this one up. Y'all are learning a lesson here. I wish you could see it on the screen, but you see it's running. So you got to stop it, hit pause, and then go back.
Go back to the
Get there.
beginning.
Then you can pot the mic up and it'll be ready. Pot up and it'll be ready to go. Okay. Now y'all learned something.
Okay. There you
Jamel
go.
Hill.
We
I
can
don't
do
know
it.
if that's pronounced correctly or not.
Jamel.
Jamele.
Jamal. I don't. Jamel. It sounds
She's
like.
a former ESPN lady who is currently a contributing writer for The Atlantic. She blasted former NASCAR star Ms. Patrick. Now, how do you pronounce her first name? NASCAR lady.
Danica?
That's what I was going to say.
Right. It is Danica.
Good. She went on a rampage against Danica Patrick over voting for Donald Trump for president.
Right.
Patrick revealed in a post on X she had voted for the first time in her entire young life and made her decision to cast her vote for the former president so as he and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance run against Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz for the White House.
Right.
Her words, I made a rule for myself that if I did not vote, I could not have an opinion about the outcome because I did not earn that right. That's why she posted on social media. Not this time, she said. I voted for Trump, and I can't wait to have him make America great again. Folks, her opinion.
That's right.
I got
I'm not
mine.
a Danica fan, but it's her
She's
opinion.
got her opinion. You
Right.
just don't like the way she's driving.
She's not a NASCAR driver. She thinks she can drive. She was just a moneymaker symbol. That's all.
Did she make money?
Yeah,
was a
for
success.
all those who first woman in NASCAR, you know, it was a big marketing thing. And
Well, the
don't like the way she
ESPN
treated
lady,
Nikki.
Ms. Hill, she criticized Patrick for the decision in response and took a swipe at white women.
uh-oh.
What is this about? Ms. Hill is African American.
Gosh.
She said, considering what they said about you as a woman driver and what Trump stands for against women, this is unhinged behavior. But good luck, though. Also, this is why a lot of people do not trust white women in this election.
No, that's ridiculous. She better be glad Danica didn't beat her down, because I'm gonna tell you what,
NASCAR
she's a
drivers,
fiery
They
woman.
know how to do that. Don't
Yes,
they? They
she's
get
a
out and fight.
fiery woman.
They fight for fun.
Look what she did. We won't go there.
Does this woman, Ms. Hill, even pay attention to anything?
Wow.
She says that people don't trust white women in this election. That's her claim.
Go, Danica.
In Michigan,
Mm.
the most recent poll shows more women by 20 points support Harris over Trump.
Well,
Really? Fact is that 60% of Michigan's population is white. Think about that. If Harris has a vast majority of female votes compared to Trump, those are white females supporting Harris. They can't be all black. Based on that fact, does that mean that Hill doesn't trust the white women who support Harris? That's what it's mathematically. You put it out
Race-
there. That's what it says.
race should never even come into it.
As
What
it
does it matter if I'm
As
white or
it
black?
is with so many folks who throw out comments like Hill does, they don't have a clue what they're actually saying.
No, they don't.
They haven't
Right.
examined what they're saying. Now, I'm going to say this, but I'm going to keep it as clean as I can.
Go ahead, go with it.
Kind of like a mother calling her son a son of a bee. Has she thought about that even just a little bit?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. People
What does,
don't really
what
think
does that
about
make
that.
her?
That's right. A bee.
So, Ms. Hill, what does this make you? Racist is what it makes you. Okay, I see.
We want to talk about white women voting and stuff like that. Okay, let's just go ahead and break down Onslow County from the first day of early voting until this past Saturday, through
Okay.
this past Saturday.
You got 1 week to go, guys.
The under gender, it was females hold the line, 19,868 to the males, 16,830.
Oh my God, we got.
We
Okay,
outnumber
guys,
you.
get together, guys, get together. We cannot let these women down here tell us what we're going to be
There
getting.
you go. Now, as far as race, 28,947 white, 5,515 African American, undesignated 2,472, other 1,467, Asian 458, two or more races 180, and Native American 112.
Hold on. How many?
5,515.
How many Hispanics,
Hispanic, I guess that would be
Latinos, whatever? I forgot what you said they called
undesignated,
them. No, there was some of that.
other, Asian,
No.
2 or more races, and Native American. It doesn't say anything about Hispanics.
Hispanic, nothing.
No. So I
Really?
wonder what. I don't know. I just
Okay,
got
how many
other-
Asians?
458.
Okay.
And other races, 2 or more races, 180.
Okay.
Other 1,467. Native American 112.
Okay. Okay, so that's how it breaks down here.
That's how it breaks down. Yes.
All right, guys. All right, you dudes.
You want to go
Dudes.
across? Yeah.
You gonna let the women tell you what to do? Are you letting women tell you what to do?
But it's
They're
always that
voting?
way. That's always that way.
More
in
women
Onslow
are
County.
voting than
That's
men?
right. And just so you know, the
we're in
Republican
trouble.
Party is leading in the state of North Carolina up through this Saturday.
I hope everybody knows I'm being facetious here.
Yep.
Go ahead and call if you don't. Let's fight.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's go statewide. Females are in the lead. They are
Oh,
in the
Lord
lead
of
by
mercy.
300,000.
The state is going pink.
And once again, the white race is leading, and then the average age 65.
Average age of voters?
Yes.
65?
Yes.
Well, at
Let
least
me
we got
see.
something going for us.
The oldest one right here now. When is here? Let me see who the oldest one is. That's voted already. I know it wasn't Jimmy Carter. He's Georgia. Yeah, that was a joke. Okay, let me see. 97 years of age.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
that's cool.
97 years of age is
What
the
we got? I
oldest
can't see the
voter.
phone.
I can't. 26, 21. I don't. I can tell you real quick.
Oh, I
Let me
think
see.
is that our buddy, Mr.
Theo.
Adorable? Is that Mr.
Theo.
Adorable? Hey, Mr. Adorable, how are you?
Right.
Deplorables, what happened?
What do you
Oh,
mean? What happened?
How you doing?
we're
How
hanging in
you
here. How are you
doing?
doing?
You know when you see something, say something?
Yes.
What'd you see?
I saw you, right?
Right.
You had 2 tickets that you passed out for free the other day, right?
I don't think we ever had a winner on them.
All right, so
Uh,
I've been calling this station since 2008 when Obama was running. I've been supporting this station, and you think that my buddy right there would have bought 2 tickets and called me up and say, Theo, I got 2 tickets for the fundraiser that Candy has.
Uh-huh.
And you guys never think like that, Republicans, do you? It's always about the money, isn't it?
Well, we were
I'm a
raising.
full
Your
Republican.
station- I've been
We were
supporting
raising-
your station. Listen, I've been supporting your station for all these years. You think you would buy the 2 tickets or the
Wait.
3 tickets you had and call me up and say, Theo, listen, take your wife and come over to this special occasion that my daughter has.
Uh-huh.
What happened?
Why didn't you show up? Why didn't you buy a ticket?
What happened?
Why didn't you buy a ticket? I bought 2 of them.
Huh?
I bought 2 tickets for us.
Yeah.
We don't
yeah,
get them for
okay.
free.
Yeah.
I bought
Okay.
my own tickets and
All
I
right.
donated to several teams. So
Oh, I
Okay.
did too.
Okay, so why didn't you think of me?
I thought you should have bought a ticket. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
okay. All right. Come on, huh?
it's a fundraiser.
Yeah, it
We
is a
can't get-
fundraiser. But it would have been a good gesture
Well-
if you could have called me and say, Theo, I got 2 tickets for you.
I'm
You've
gonna
been
remember
promoting
next
this
year.
Station all these years, promoting the station and this and that.
Well,
think that way.
gotta
Don't think that way.
We got to get a couple of facts straight. First of all,
Okay.
you have not been supporting us since Obama ran in 2008.
Yes, I have.
I wasn't even here in 2008.
Oh.
Listen, when you were calling up
Details.
Barry Obama, I was here. When Joe McLaughlin and Dee Dee were there.
That-
Look at your archives. Look at your archives and find out when I got there.
Do you know when the
It's been
first?
at least 10 years.
Do
At
you-
least 10
Do
years.
you know when the first day that we were on the air was?
When?
The 1st of November, 2011.
Okay, 11. Okay, so
Okay,
let's
that's
go to
about right.
11.
That's right.
That's- okay, how many years is that?
I don't know. I can't do the math.
13.
Oh, you can't do math, huh?
No, I
Of course
can't
you
do
can't do math. All right? But anyway, I had to get that off my chest.
Oh, well, I do appreciate you getting it off your chest. I hope it's not bugging you to a point that you can't stand it. I wish you had been there. You could have sat with us.
That's right.
I could have been there if you made it possible.
I could have bought tickets for everybody in there, and I'd been in the
No, you didn't have
courthouse
to buy
forever.
for everybody. I didn't say everybody. Okay? I said I've been a caller for 10 years.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and it could have been a good gesture. You didn't do it, but I had to let you
How
know
about,
because
how
it
about
was
if I
on
buy,
my
how about
check.
if I buy you lunch?
No, I don't want anything now that I had to mention it. It had to be from your mind.
Actually, I've offered that before, so I'm not, this is nothing new. I will buy you lunch pretty much any day you want, as long as I don't have a doctor's appointment and you don't.
Yeah, okay, very good. Too late.
Well,
Okay. So, by the way, when next week, if Donald Trump wins, I won't be calling you deplorables anymore. I got a different name.
Oh, I
I'll
can't
let
wait.
you know what that is. It starts with F.
starts with
Yes.
what?
It starts with the letter F.
As in
F.
Sam or Frank?
F, I said.
Oh
F.
my gosh.
Okay.
Four boats.
Okay? So, have a good day.
So are you predicting Donald Trump's going to win now? Is that what it is?
Hey, listen, whatever the Americans want,
Okay.
whatever the Americans want, good luck. Okay?
You know, that's what I keep telling people. It's
Whoa.
not what I want. Y'all don't know what I want. It's not whoever's running. I can tell you that. Y'all, but that's neither here nor there. It's what the American people want. It's what the majority of the folks decide to get. Okay.
Listen, Rayford,
Yes.
2 generals came over and said what they said. If the Americans don't want to believe the generals, go ahead and do whatever you want.
Yep.
It's your freedom. Take care of it.
Yep.
Don't worry about it for the next 4 years. You know why? There's European countries that have been here for 3,000, 4,000 years. They've gone through this already. It's time for America to go through.
And they're in a mess.
Good luck.
Many of
Good
them are in a
luck.
mess. Okay.
Okay? It's
Thank-
up to you.
Thank you, Theo.
Okay, take
Bye,
care.
Theo.
Yeah, you too.
Something I want to mention real quick. I don't know if any of the listeners, I'm sure there are some that have watched the interview with Rogan and Donald Trump that they put over the
I haven't
weekend.
seen it.
It's over 3 hours long.
Oh, good
I
God.
actually watched it from beginning to end, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot. And it was different than what I thought it was going to be
Mhm.
in a good way. But I learned a lot there, and I think it's worth listening to. For those of
3-hour
you that are
interview
not sure.
with a politician for me to watch it.
I know, you know.
It's pay-per-view, but you're going to have to pay me to view it.
I watched that rally yesterday. It was like 8.5, 9
I'm
hours
not
long.
going to do that either.
Wow.
Sorry. That's not me. You hear whatever you want, whatever they want you to
Right.
hear.
Right.
It's kind of like watching a blasted football game or a baseball game on TV. You see
Mm-hmm.
what one person, the guy with his finger on that little switch over there, which button he pushes,
Well,
and
this was
camera guy, what shot he's picked up. That's all you know about. It's what they want you to see.
Well, this was
That's not what I
that he
wanna
had so many speakers,
Mhm.
and it was just kind of interesting to hear what different speak. Now he had a few that were shameful, like a comedian who made some racist jokes, which I thought were inappropriate. I'm not blaming the campaign for what
Well,
the comedian said
I
because
should have known better.
Well, how do you not know that I'm going to sit here one morning and just start cussing?
I got
you
a
know,
microphone over here in my hand.
I'm just
Control.
saying you can't be responsible for me doing something stupid out of the spur of the moment.
We're sort of kind of maybe.
I mean, just like you can't hold it against a candidate. Okay, like the Mark Robinson. Are you going to hold it against him? What Rachel Hunt said?
Absolutely. Why not?
Okay.
Gotta
I've
blame
made my
some.
point.
Let's gotta blame somebody. Okay, y'all understand. It is the blame game. It is all about the blame. Who we
It's
gonna
horrible.
blame?
It's horrible.
Who you gonna blame? I'm gonna blame everybody but me.
And I'm not
It's
saying that-
actually Lee's fault. In most cases, it's
Yeah,
Lee's
I'll
fault.
take it. I don't.
It's never my wife's fault.
It's my fault. I did it.
I got to deal with Lee 2 hours a day. My wife,
Yeah.
I'm smarter than that,
Smart man.
and she doesn't deserve. She deserves even better.
She's a good woman.
Mhm.
She is such a good woman.
Okay, we'll be back tomorrow. What do you got?
I have one that I will be confirming this, and that'll be very interesting. So, and then Wednesday, of course, is our healthcare day.
You're going to have to take a lesson when you're going out selling.
Right.
you're going to have to take a lesson from my daughter.
All right.
And when you're asking people to come on the show, when you're offering them the opportunity to come on the show, you're going to have to take a lesson from my daughter. Like the dancers, each and every one of them for the last 12 years have said,
Right.
we were afraid to say no.
Right. Yes, I know. I think every dancer
It was close to that. That's pretty much what they said.
that was asked why, they said
Yeah,
because
she
Candy
was-
Thompson,
she-
Candy
because she
Brown
told me.
Thompson called us and
She told
told
me.
me I would, and she's a good woman.
Yep. Okay. So we're going to have her give you lessons
Let her just go sell for
being,
me.
in being assertive.
Assertive. Well, we just ran through a period here, I guess the summer months going into the start of school, just people were so busy.
Oh,
but-
they're not that busy.
But right, we've got some good people
Yes,
on
we
tap
have. You've
coming up soon.
scheduled some really good ones. And
Yes.
those two this morning.
This morning, those were
Wonderful people. Good,
fantastic.
down to earth people. And,
Right.
they're doing a job.
Right.
And first of all, y'all, when you do something, you get pulled over. Don't blame anybody except that dude you're looking in the rearview mirror at.
That's right. That's
Not
right.
the one behind you, the one that you stick your head in front of the mirror and look at.
You do
That's
the
who-
crime, you're gonna get the time.
Yeah,
That's
buddy.
right.
Who said that?
I don't know.
There was a TV series.
Was it Dragnet?
Nope.
Hill Street Blues?
Nope. If you can't
TV
do the
series.
time, don't do the crime. The man's name was
Matlock. No, I don't know. Perry Mason. I'm guessing. Who?
It was a show called Beretta. His name was Robert Blake.
Robert
the star
Blake.
Of Beretta.
Yes.
If you can't do the crime, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. You're live and local Real Talk right here on Facebook, YouTube,
And YouTube and soon to be
Internet Radio, our very own internet radio station. If you haven't seen a new logo and stuff like that, go on over to Facebook and take a look-see at it. I think it looks pretty cool.
Oh, it's
Thanks to,
more come,
Thanks
too.
to the folks over there. My,
Vital Signs.
Yes, buddy Ronnie over at Vital Signs.
He's so
Did a
good.
good job. And you also get to see that logo and a parade coming up a week from this coming Saturday,
That's
the
right.
9th. The 9th. It's going to be the
Veterans
9th
Parade.
Veterans Parade. Y'all make your plans now. The parade actually starts at 10 o'clock. Parade people got to be there at 8.
That's
People
right.
got to line up at 8 o'clock over at the college. And it will run from the
You could bring
right
those
at the
donuts.
college. Yeah. I like
guess
Creamfield. I like a lemon Creamfield too. I like that. Ooh, lemon filled chocolate.
I like any kind of donut.
Oh,
I'm
God.
good. I'm
Anyway,
good.
those over there at maybe I could make an early run.
Well, our friends from the Salvation Army are usually there with the coffee. So if anybody wants to bring the donuts, hey.
I don't want coffee.
Well, they have hot chocolate.
I have
too,
a
I
cooler.
imagine.
Oh, hot chocolate. Oh yeah.
I imagine.
Okay, I do hot chocolate.
You could do
Yeah.
hot
I
chocolate.
think Friday night at the ball game, I'm bringing a big thing of hot chocolate.
We're gonna need it.
Yeah, probably so. And
Well,
some
I
bed
don't know.
warmers too,
I
and a blanket.
yes. We did get a little chilly the last time. It wasn't bad though.
Yeah, and I'll
I
I'll
just
bring my
got I
little,
couldn't walk.
I just bring my little cooker and heat it up, and we'll just keep stuff going there.
Yes. Sounds pretty good.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there, and don't do anything we would not do.
Don't drink and drive.
Please don't drink and drive, and drive while you're drinking. The number of people with open containers. It's just a beer. It does not matter.
It does matter.
Does not matter whatsoever to the popo. They're going to put you under the jail when you do things like that.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's just going to be a stigma with you forever and ever. We'll see you in the morning, 7 o'clock, bright and early. Have a good one.